This seems fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I forgot to unmute y'all.
Rip, no one heard us say that's fair.
Yeah.
Hi, chat.
Let's open up my character sheet.
So-
I have to mute Twitch.
Yonda's taking forever
we
to
go.
open for me. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
I had
open
to
up this
pause my
sheet.
download. Because OBS shut up Rick when I tried to download and run OBS.
Oh my goodness.
It happens.
It
Not
does.
streaming it.
Even the app took a hot minute to load up. That was weird.
Really? It loaded
Yeah.
perfectly
Only one?
fine for me.
Yeah, it was perfect for me. It was-
Always a
I'm
good
close
day
to
when the game
dying.
says you didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss anything.
Oh, Grandma.
Except,
you
you know,
Speaking
like
of missing
2
things,
books.
you were very effective in our last fight.
I'm missing that
Very
really item
effective.
hurt a lot.
You just kept popping out of a window and hitting things with fireball.
I mean, that's what you do.
I
Stealth bomber.
told him about it.
Yeah, we had the fireball machine gun, just, you know, in a
Pretty
building.
much.
And then everyone else kind of doing their own thing, and then there's just Kaladar off in the distance with Doom music coming out of the tunnel he's in.
Halder just sort of shouting his own theme music.
Oh no, it's like the Goblin Slayer theme. That's what would have been playing. It's called the Goblins.
Huh.
I
Goblin
picture
Slayer's an
more
anime.
of Gur from Invader Zim. Doom 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 da doom 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 da doom
Yeah.
doom doom da
That is
doom.
great.
That's more appropriate, I think.
Uh,
I don't know what this
Gur,
is.
what are you doing? I'm singing the Doom song.
I missed a missile.
Uh,
I don't know what I missed.
I should have whipped out my drum and just smacked one of the goblins with it.
Will, look up Invader Zim's Gur singing the Doom song, and then you should find what I was just talking about.
I appreciate that I'm not the only one who thought of that. So yeah, Zatsu's technically on her way.
Technically.
I mean,
technically.
Ash
Triple
gonna
A.
put up a solid 99% PB.
I mean, yeah.
Valid run.
You gotta also consider that usually when she comes home, showers first
Yeah.
before
6
hopping on, so
months.
it's mostly gonna take a while still.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Which is definitely acceptable. So
Yes.
Grandma, you have a recap. So you were too lazy to do one last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's double sized.
Yeah, it really is.
The double pack.
What? All we did was 7 Samurai. This should be a quick recap.
I mean, yeah, and the thing we did before where it was actually there. That didn't get a recap.
It did, it's not a good one.
Oh,
Nice.
buddy.
Didn't have the Morgan Freeman voiceover.
Everyone ready, or are you still busy doing your randos?
You can play
This
it.
is vanilla, but you're good.
It's wrapping up.
Under the darkness, the luckless were astray, blind to the dangers about as they inspected the gloom. Indexed by a nightcap, past the night to settle safety, past the night once more to the ravenous, past the tertiary night to Contraven's demise. Darkness close to stealing away the last of the light. Still the night followed, for the night hungers with the depth of the band of misfits' current shadows. Through the inky hollows they continued, lest by the faintest of lights the collection met the most studious of Duergar. The deep dwarf offered a not insignificant sum for cognition beyond his current capacity. As the toadstools bloomed, the luckless were astray, blind to the dangers about as they inspected the gloom. Indexed by a nightcap, passed the night to subtle safety, though their welfare was still threatened, as told by Amphibious One. Not threatened by the night, whose hunger had yet to subside. Not threatened by the ravenous, who had been consumed. Not threatened by the crimson myths or wielders of whips. As the horde descended, the luckless were set upon by shadows and dragonkin, and accursed elves and children of gloom and clawed scuttlers. Through threat and pain, the champions defeated those with less strength and less aptness. Offering his rage and life, the barbarian Kalidor stood as a pillar before a legion of goblins. Offering the fire of the inspirited, the druidic Nasira flickered against the gnashing teeth and blades of dreadnoughts. Offering his pulse and cadence, the steadfast Arkulkos withstood a thrashing from multiple sides to prevent the collapse of their fortification. Offering her solidarity, the Fae Xenia flittered deliberately as a safeguard to those smaller. Offering an eternal flame of learning, the Zeus Trixie baked those unfortunate enough to be within range. Offering chaos within chords of sublime sounds, the looted Suplex directed their adversaries the wrong way. Offering the fancy of the enlightened youth, Wizardly Hippo sacrificed safety to ensure the final capture. And all that was offered was for the avail of the weak. And after many weeks and travels, the first steps worthy of heroes were taken.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I
Music
feel like I
behind.
only understand like half of what's ever said in these.
The moral of the story is we fought good.
It has
I
nothing to do with
mean-
Grandma's voice. It's all about the word choice.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, but it's Controlly is being like, I gotta put very fancy, weird words in here and write things in passive.
Yeah.
Okay, Controlius, write the next one in like Southern English.
You don't want me to do that.
Y'all.
It'd be really funny though.
Mm,
But it was funny, huh?
it was
It
fun.
was funny, huh?
Get her done.
So
God,
I expect only
everyone
D-Train to
except
catch the joke I
Legends
put
are-
in there.
Everyone except Legend is at below half health.
I
God.
missed it.
So how
yeah.
much?
My character sheet is still loading, by the way.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Mine's is good now.
Yeah.
Try refreshing it.
You tried refreshing.
The two people who were having issues, plus D-Train, but not D-Train. Two of the people that
Where's
were having
the-
issues are streaming something.
Sure, that makes sense.
Why is there a party button?
Give me a party button.
Why is there a party button?
Oh, you mean the little wizard at the top?
The little wizard at the top. You
Yeah,
can-
that's always been there. It click
I'm
and
getting
makes all your
double
highlights
rainbowed.
look. Yeah, it makes everything a rainbow. I've had that on since session 0.
Wait, what?
I
What
run.
happened?
I didn't
So
see it
right
because I
underneath
never
your
heard.
username on D&D Beyond, there's like a little hidden rainbow dancing wizard. And if you click on them, all like the top text in the same row will be just a rainbow.
Alright, I'm gonna see
Oh,
if my
I see him
I
now.
loaded.
Am I
Yeah, I
the
didn't
first
see
person
it.
to know that was there actually?
Oh, what was there?
I
Can't
see him
it
now.
on mobile, I think.
Will has
I
been
mean-
assaulting my ears this entire call. I just got a chance to turn him down.
Sorry.
it's lovely, I
Beyond is
just-
not loading on. Oh no, there it is in browser. Finally. Finally.
So what happens when you?
Yeah, there you
What is
click
it?
'em
What
and,
does
like,
party
all the
time do?
stuff. All
I'm
the,
gonna
like,
just
the
roll something
collections,
to see
game
if it'll
rules
show
and
up.
stuff. No, that's not rainbow. Only just like the things on the same column is in a rainbow if you highlight
Okay.
them.
Yeah, it's not rolling for me. I don't understand what's going on. It won't load on my phone either.
What did you try and roll, Doc?
I just tried to roll a d20.
Just a D20.
Yeah, nothing else. Straight d20.
Alright,
Not-
it's
not
up
doing
there,
anything.
Something.
Oh,
Nice.
there
no.
it is.
20.
It
It
just
was
took a
a
bit.
17.
That was not
I
Doc
clicked it
C20.
twice.
I only
It
clicked
might
it
go
once.
through again.
I mean, I can click your stuff if you want me to.
That might be necessary.
That's fine.
I can also open up a Google RNG and do stuff that way and manually add modifiers and stuff. But no way I do this is gonna be nice. Anyway, hi, yes.
Cool.
Technical issues aside, freaking interrogation time of this dude.
I assumed we were waiting for Zatsu. Apparently not. I will
Oh, are
get
we
off
not?
of Zebus as fast as I can.
I
Hey.
I thought we were starting anyway, but okay, never mind.
That was. I
I'll
mean,
wait.
you have two. You
Oh.
have effectively what, 3 minutes, Legend? Like that's. Just don't,
About
just don't save the animals.
I'm saving the animals. Y'all can
See,
spare
that's
10
he's doing
seconds.
100%.
Yeah, there's a second one I clicked on.
Oh, there you go.
That was like 2 minutes ago.
So the first one, the first one that
Okay.
rolled was not you. That was your first one.
Okay, so just peek into the future and just roll things way ahead of time.
No, I definitely clicked on it twice, unless you're saying you rolled somehow.
I rolled. The first roll for you was me.
Oh,
The first one that showed up was me because it was a different die. So eventually you will get a second roll that'll pop up because that one's on your die
Maybe.
and the other one was on mine. So yeah, the last.
This escape is better than the attempts I was doing last night to try to get a escape time with 2 minutes remaining. Unfortunately, 2
shot
minutes
this.
remaining is impossible from saving the animal.
Congrats. So if y'all remember, or if you don't, I don't care. That's why I'm just saying it.
Mhm.
Last time you succeeded. You were able to defend the village and you captured the dude, and then like assholes, you shot him in the leg.
I don't remember shooting him.
D-Train did.
D-Train did
Oh,
I did.
with a sleep dart.
sleeping arrow.
oh, that's how it ended.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot. I thought Hippo just rolled up and just shot him in the leg after we caught him.
Yeah, no. D-Train shot him in the leg with a sleep arrow, and his response was, "Well, that's rude."
Yes.
Okay, time.
Congrats.
That is off first run.
African.
Also, remember to Discord stream Controllers.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to do that. Thank
I've had to go to the bathroom for the past half hour, so I'll be back.
Okay. Just make sure to mute yourself while you're pissing.
Always double check.
Always double check. Always triple check.
And just for that, he's just not gonna mute this time.
I mean, we would hear other things on the way there. So yeah, you have shot a guy in the leg. It's been a while, but you were to finally sort of take a breath and rest. After what was definitely the most intense combat you have had. It's gonna be a lot of y'all today.
Does anyone else need a nap? I need a nap.
Everyone's like, long rest, long rest.
Well,
No,
Duke,
no, we
Duke
don't
can't
know.
go nowhere,
Oh.
what, right?
Well, you all tied him up. As a note, we ended before I mentioned it because I couldn't figure out what the fuck I wanted to do. Legend was identifying, and Hippo was investigating the staff,
The staff.
which
yes.
was Legend was able to identify as the staff of mushrooms.
Yes.
I have to pull it up in my homebrew collection.
Because we all said it'd be funny if it was a staff of mushrooms.
It is a large staff, long staff, with a number of flat-brimmed mushrooms at the top. The user of it can use it as a casting focus, but any spell cast with it as the focus tends to take a mushroom-ish shape.
You can get a mushroom cloud.
It's literally a flavor staff. That's cool.
Additionally, it requires attunement by druids, sorcerers, a warlock, wizard, or artificer.
How nice
and-
of you to leave me in the club.
I left D-Train out. And
And
when attuned to
usually
it,
artificers
when attuned to it,
do
you also
coolest
have the
things.
ability to cast Wither and Bloom. The staff has 4 charges. You can cast it using 1 to 3 charges, and you gain 1d6 plus 4 charges back each time you take a short rest. Short or long rest, I don't remember. I have to check.
We gain all of the charges back.
Yes. 1d6 plus 4.
That is all of them.
It is
Up
all of them.
to a cap of
4.
Yeah, with just the +4.
We get all of them.
We get all
What's
of
the
them.
point of the
I'm
D6?
not rolling a d6.
Because I was being just smartass. If you ever use the final charge, you have to roll a d20. On a 1, the staff grows into the ground and becomes a giant mushroom. And is lost.
Nice. That's lovely.
Alright, who wants the mushroom staff? Any takers?
I'm good. Mushrooms taste awful. No thanks.
Yeah, you haven't had a really good French onion. Or what's the
That's-
one with mushrooms in it?
As someone who loves mushrooms, I feel that slightly insulted by that.
They're disgusting.
Uh-huh.
Alright, who's on Team Mushroom?
What was the spell?
I mean, Cal, you can't use
Wither
it.
and Bloom.
This is why I'm asking who wants it. I can't use this thing.
I also can't use it.
What's it gonna do? Make mushrooms grow out of my hands? That's disgusting. Ew.
It looks
Sounds lovely.
interesting.
And we put it into the bag of holding until someone decides.
Alright, well, it's just in there
Okay.
for future. I guess we could
And it-
sell it too. It's a magical item.
Indeed.
Petroleus, just never mind. You did fix it.
Fix what?
I was about to complain about something that I complained about in the past and assumed you hadn't fixed, but you did fix, so I'll shut up now.
Okay. I did the thing right. I don't know what the thing is, but I did it right.
Verdant Hammer used to eat an attunement slot.
Yeah, I fixed that. I fixed it when I adjusted it the last time. When I made version 2 of Verdant Hammer.
Wait, why is it two-handed?
Version
It's just it's
2.0.
his one arm.
That's why we changed it.
That's one of the reasons I changed it.
Well, anyways. So now I guess we just wait for the dude to wake up, right?
I mean, you can wait for the dude to wake up.
We know how long that sleeping dart lasts.
It no more than I think.
You
I
can
think it's,
most likely slap him awake.
yeah, you can wake him.
Are we slapping him? We good, guys?
I mean, are you trying to kill him?
No.
If you slap
Then-
him, you may kill him.
I mean, he can. You have the ability to hold back. This is something I mentioned previously. If you decide you're trying to like strike someone and like actually punch them or something, but you
This
don't
is
want to
why
kill
Kyo
them,
is still alive, guys.
you can hold back. That being said, you can always just like if it's for something like a light slap or something, that's fine. Like I'm not gonna make you roll for that.
What if I?
Is there a
quit
number I
while
can
holding
roll to try to accurately recall what happened when Cal tested the potion?
What potion?
There were
The sleep
multiple
potion.
doses of the potion, and Cal tested one of them and then was knocked out for an amount of time.
Oh, I don't remember how long.
I don't know what it was either, but you can make it up.
Let's say an hour.
Okay.
If left alone, he will be awake for an hour.
Awake in an hour, yes.
Awake in an hour.
You will be awake for an hour. Yep.
and then never
I want to
again.
walk over and slap him.
Never again.
We have him
Wait,
tied up
hold
already.
hold
man.
on, Soupy. If he's gonna be out for an hour, do we want to like take a quick rest here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Right, short rest.
I'm napping.
An hour.
We all hitting the short rest.
Yeah, y'all can
Oh
take
wait, I
turns.
can't even get a full hour short rest. I need to resummon Phoebe back. Hold on.
Okay, how does the short rest button work?
I don't know. I'll figure that
You
out.
roll a
What's
hit
the
die,
short
and
rest
short rest
button?
classes get their short rest stuff. And D-Train has Song of Rest, and
Just
I'm
one
not
hit
taking
die?
this rest because I'm in good enough shape to keep watch.
I
One
will.
hit die?
So
No,
y'all keep continuing talking, figure out the short rest thing. I'll be right back.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Me neither.
Yeah, I have
you-
8 dies I can roll. Is that just how
you
many short
go
rests
into
I
your
can do?
character sheet and you click the short rest button.
Okay.
Like,
And then you
Oh,
can
but
select
then it-
however many die you want to use.
2.
Cover.
And when do we get these dice back?
Long
Long.
rests.
In long rest,
On
you
long
get
rest?
them back.
It
But I
Where-
don't know if you
in-
get all of them back or if you go to like a number back.
Where's this? I don't know where the short rest button is on.
Unless the
Mobile.
Beyond app moves it significantly, it's towards the top.
Okay, so short rest button does nothing.
It should
What do you
pop out a
mean?
sidebar.
Yeah, I clicked the rest button. I know I do not have any more health.
Did you select like the
Yup.
hit die and
I
then
said
press
we're gonna
the thing
use
below?
2 of them.
You
Take
click-
short rest.
And
Confirm.
did you click
You
the
need to
short
hit
rest.
the-
heal?
Okay, where it says the number of die plus your con modifier, you need to click that and then take short rest.
Uh-huh.
I know I get my. Say that again, Temp Doctor.
Okay, so you click the number of dice you want to use, then you actually click the number, like where
Yeah.
it says XD whatever plus whatever. You have to click that, and then you click take short rest.
Still
Ah.
can't find the
That is
short
the
rest
healing.
at
Is
all.
there really just no cap on how many hit die you can spend?
There's a
It's-
cap. It's based on your level, I believe.
Yes.
But it depends.
That's
So you get them back
Good
during
enough.
long rests.
yeah,
So we
the
get them
No,
all
I'm-
back in a long
I
rest.
might as
I
well
think so.
just do all of them, right?
Don't
Yeah.
know where my short rest
yours-
is.
How many dice do you want to use, D-Train? You have 8.
I'm
I don't
just gonna
know.
do all of them,
Let's use 4.
and I'm at max health.
Yep,
Oh,
let's just use all of them.
and are you doing the Bardic thing where we get an extra something for this?
Sure, I'll do my. What is
Rest.
it?
You don't remember
Song
what
of Rest, I
Rest
believe.
is.
Yeah,
How much is that?
an extra 1d6.
So everyone just
Which
roll
I
at one.
assume you roll.
Wait.
For 1d6 for everyone that you just roll.
So everyone gets
or-
additional 5.
I'm
Oh,
already
that's
at max
5.
health. It's fine.
I'm just
I
healing
would
you,
think
D-Train.
that Bard gets some modifier on
Okay.
that. That's weird.
You're healing me? Okay.
Yeah, I just healed you.
Alright, I'll.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have no idea what I'm doing.
reload.
Have you gotten your heal things yet or not, Hippo?
So what do I click on here?
Short rest, top of the screen.
Uh-huh.
And then how
Click
many
on
dice
some
you want?
number of hit
54.
dice.
Uh-huh.
Have full freedom of choice. Make sure that the bottom box is checked if you want it to do it for you.
Automatically apply healing with dice results.
And then
And
take short
click
rest.
the button that says, like, I don't know, 4d6 plus 8 or whatever your numbers are.
Yeah, you need to hit the button
Oh, it
above the
won't
take short rest for it to roll things. And it will automatically heal.
The button
Pretty sure.
above takes short rest? There's no button above.
No, he
I
doesn't
mean,
have
if you
that option.
select- But
Yeah.
I wonder if something happened previously.
I mean, he doesn't have that option. Can you see his screen? Like, you need to click on the.
So I'm gonna
the
say,
thing
unless
to
there's an
take.
ability, getting the HP back shouldn't matter too much. So I wouldn't get too worry too much about it. Unless y'all decide you want to leave immediately after having a discussion with the guy, at which point then life is gonna matter.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
kind
gave
of
us a short west one. You gave us a window. We're gonna take it.
Sure, but I'm saying for Hippo because Hippo's is apparently he's used all his short rest dice.
So,
I mean, you can just
what?
if you most likely just went and selected them all, said take short rest, but didn't actually roll them. So you just need to click on the reset button, so that you actually get to put them.
Reset?
It's not it was not doing anything. Oh no, there it goes. Yeah. So click down to 0
You're
dice.
just gonna do
Hit
it
reset.
for Hippo.
Click down to 0 dice.
Okay,
and
I'll
hit
here. Let me do
reset.
it. There.
Okay.
You're healed.
I'm healed.
You're healed.
Most likely need to
Refresh yourself.
after Controlius did it for you.
I gave you
Okay.
4 dice.
Oh, right. We're rested.
Oh, okay.
Now what?
So as you can finish your
Real
rest.
quick, I have one last thing.
Sure.
I can't find anything on when I get my spell slots back. I don't remember.
You should get them
don't
on
get
short
them
rest.
back
You should
on
get some
short
number.
rest.
I know I
should
get my
get his
bardic
bardic-
inspirations
yeah.
back,
Yeah.
but I don't know about
You
my.
don't get. Normally, people don't get spell slots back. That's only wizards that get them back, and only one spell slot equal to their highest spell slot. So 1 4 spell, or
Oh, yeah.
3 and a 1,
Yep.
and a
Up to
2
4.
2s.
So yeah, you'll
Okay,
get those
so-
back after
Long rest.
You-
long rest.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no spells getting back other than the wizards who can maybe meditate on only once. You can only do it once until you have another long rest to actually reset that ability.
So as you finish your rest and start to feel a little bit better after your large battle, you notice the Draugr starting to stir and sort of wake up, and you've bound his hands before him and bound his feet together. He sort of wriggles
I
around,
made a point to say to gag him so he could not cast verbal spells.
and you gagged him.
Yeah.
And you see him start sort of roll over and roll face up and start looking around, and then sort of catch eye of all y'all and sort of stare.
Good morning.
Politely wave at him.
What's your passive perception, Legend?
13.
Who's 15 or above?
Grandma.
Me.
Maybe.
I have 16.
So those of you who do have above 15 passive perception notice that he is with his
Wait,
hands
15
tied.
or above,
15 or
above
above.
15.
15 or above.
Okay.
You're noticing that he is giving Arcalcos the finger. They're slightly hidden because his arms are down by his waist.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's...
Flavor.
All right, now that the pleasantries are out of the way, he can't talk to us. I should think about this.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Forget I said anything. I have lost my train of thought.
You're
Should we
gonna
ungag him?
interrogate the dude who's gagged and has hands bound?
Yep,
Alright,
there's a reason I stopped myself.
I ripped the gag off of him.
He pauses. Well,
This
thank
is
you.
a-
Would you perhaps enjoy removing these as well? And he raises his tied hands.
I slap him
Hard or just like gently?
lightly.
Okay. Well, that's
Non-lethal.
Okay.
rude.
Kaladar lightly.
Calendar lately.
Roll a
So
strength
hard.
strength check.
Okay. Please don't crit. All right, lightly in Kaladar.
Lightly in Kaladar. And he goes, well, that was rude. I'm just asking for a bit of... He just sort of raises his hands and just seems to be a loss of
Okay.
words. Please, I guess? Do I have to be tied?
Until we get some answers, yes.
Well, then ask your
I don't know,
stupid
sir.
questions.
I think if the tables were turned and we attacked your village, you would tie us up too.
This isn't your village, though.
Does our point change?
Your point is no longer valid. I didn't attack your village. I came back for my client's property.
Elaborate.
What is there to elaborate on? My client's property was taken, and I came to retrieve it, and then you attacked. As far as I'm concerned, you're
What?
bandits.
What property?
We attacked.
So
You're
much
not
wrong
Fire
with
Nation.
this.
I've got multiple questions coming. Someone,
I asked him what property.
what do you mean, what property? He was. They're over there. He points towards the children.
Hell, you of
I
all people
slap
sure
him
do know
again.
Strength check.
Now I hope I crit.
Pretty close.
And
Oh
there's-
no, that was dirty.
There's a loud sound as your hand hits his face and goes, "Why do you keep hitting me? I am just a businessman."
Same hand, backhand.
Strength check.
All right.
And you're not as good with the backhand. You hit him against like,
Yeah.
Would you
it's
stop
not the
that?
right direction. It's weird.
that's incredibly rude. You are bandits,
No
aren't
one-
you? Do you need money? I can just give you money and you can let me go and let me return my client's property.
No one is no one's property.
And you see him huff. He's like, "Fine, you take a moral high ground. How much money do I need to pay you for you to return?"
Now I slap him.
Roll a strength check.
Please crit.
Fine,
It's squishy.
fine. Stop hitting me, please.
I'm gonna high five suplex for that one.
You will let these people go. They are not going to someone. They
The
are
only
not his
person being
property.
held against their will is me. I'm the one who's bound. And he raises his hands and shakes them at you. Like, look, here and there. I'm just, and he's laying on the ground like, can I at least have a chair?
Well, we
I'll-
should
I'll get him
take
a
him
chair.
as our property now.
Wait, what'd you say, Grandma?
I said we'll take him as our property now if he considers those just property. Make him taste his own medicine.
I like the concept, but it's too much work.
Now you know.
Right.
You know what? Oh God. I guess I could just drag him with us until he tells us where his client is.
You could ask.
I was just about to ask.
Who's gonna
Who
say
is your
just
client?
ask?
Well, we're getting there.
I will be glad to have a civilized discussion with you, but I will not do so while treated like a common knapsack.
I don't
I
think
was
you get a
getting him a
choice
chair.
on that.
Wait, what'd you say, Doc?
I said I don't think you get a choice on that.
Obviously, with what such mongrels as yourselves,
You clearly don't
mongrel
understand
again.
your position
Say
here.
mongrel one more time.
he stares at you, Suplex. Mongrel.
I slap him.
I slap him.
They all agreed at that one.
Double slap.
Please
And
be
he
12.
gets nat 20'd.
Oh,
You sort of clap his face. He's not happy.
Are you even the leader of the band that attacked us?
I didn't attack. We came to collect, and you attacked.
That doesn't answer the
I don't
question.
know. We were pretty under attack. There was like an army of goblins over there.
What you? What,
We
repeat
can
what you
sit
said.
here arguing semantics all day. Are you responsible for the 60-something creatures that wandered through the village border?
I was in charge of them. Yes.
All right, cool. We got the leader, guys.
He just sits there puffing. He's like, "May I please at least have my feet unbound? These ropes are horribly uncomfortable."
No.
No.
Then I refuse
We
to
all
help.
agree no.
I mean, you can have a chair.
I have gotten him a chair at this point.
All right, is someone putting me in the chair?
I
No.
put him on the chair.
Okay.
I'll put him in the chair.
All right. So y'all sort of lift him, put him in the chair. He sort of sits there and looks horribly unhappy.
You want a table? You want some tea?
It would be
You want
the
some
nice thing
tea?
to do.
Should we ask the hag for some of her tea?
Hag?
God.
Hey, Arky, you still got that motor oil?
Oh, I got a better idea.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, okay. We'll get you some tea, good sir.
All right, buddy, listen here. You're gonna talk, or I got some stuff in this vial here that you're not gonna like.
Which vial is it, for my knowledge?
He doesn't know that. I'm not telling you.
I'm not. I don't know for the DM knowledge. Which
DM knowledge. All right. I am currently going back and forth between. No, I'm not going back and forth between anything. It's a polymorph.
Okay, so you're holding a polymorph in front. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You want to turn him into a
Are you
bear?
going to poison me?
Don't say something out loud. He doesn't know what's in the vial.
I'm not
You
sure
you
what
want
you
to waste
are.
that on him? I think we. Okay.
Wasted.
He's sort of looking back and forth, like, just looking confused with everyone's reactions. Like, he takes a deep. He takes
So
a
he's
deep
already
breath.
talking. Why do we need to do that?
He's yelling at us. He's not confessing anything.
You haven't asked me any questions,
I asked if you were the leader.
and I answered that.
Said yes. He did
And I
answer.
asked,
Is
I
your client?
asked who was the client, and then he said he wasn't talking until we unbound his feet.
I would like a little bit of kindness from you. You killed my minions. Thankfully, I don't have to pay their wages anymore. But
We just took that off of you.
and then you put me in a ball,
Yeah, that was
Oh.
kind of funny, wasn't it?
and then you
You
shot
are
me in the
hamster
leg.
wheel.
I was already captured. I'm still
Look, man,
bleeding.
you can never be too safe. All right.
Yeah,
now we've got
Soupy,
some
I don't think you
questions
really
for
had
you.
to
Doc,
shoot him.
who is your client?
They have client confidentiality.
Okay,
yeah,
this
Well,
guy
they
is.
shot again.
7 very angry adventurers staring you down. Which one's more important?
He sort of puffs up his chest and turns his head to the side. Not until you untie my feet.
I grab him by the shirt and tell us what we want to know.
Roll intimidation.
Yep, I figured that's what was
Yeah.
coming.
Intimidate the crap out of him, Soupy. Get him.
Seriously?
Dang.
Is that a nat 1?
That's a nat one.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
It's the
Nice.
only thing that's gonna lose to your fucking plus 10.
I know, right?
And he sort of looks at you and goes, you couldn't hurt a mushroom.
All right,
He's
my
gonna get
turn.
slapped again.
My turn. I grab him up by the legs and say, "If you want to keep these, then you'll talk."
If you're going to roll intimidation, Will.
I was about to
Okay.
say, your turn to roll
The-
intimidation.
It
Good luck.
can't possibly.
Am I allowed to help with this?
Sure.
He already clicked it
Can't
before I could say.
possibly
I mean,
be
no, sure.
worse.
Roll again, Will.
Better.
I'll flash of genius that. That is
What was
18.
that thing?
He pauses for a second.
You clicked it again. Ignore that.
He pauses for a second, looks at you, and goes, I believe a savage such as yourself would.
Okay, I give him a little squeeze.
Would you stop squeezing where you shot me?
No.
I mean,
Could
if you
at
would
least-
talk, a little less insultingly, then we would be persuaded to be a little more kind.
You have been nothing but cruel to me. Why would I think you have any kindness?
I can take
Well,
the chair
we-
back.
You electrocuted us.
With your cloud.
That doesn't
He
make
does
it
have a
right.
point.
Sir, you were on your last straw if you want that chair.
He sort of sits in the chairs, like, sort of wiggles back and forth. He goes, I do appreciate the chair. Thank you.
He
wherever the hell
can
you
be
were.
civil. Was that so hard?
I am bound. And I was gagged. And I was shot in the leg. Would you...
Alright, the arrow might have been overkill, but
Nope.
everything else seems pretty reasonable to me.
I was going to surrender as you killed all of my minions.
I mean, you're a
Yep.
pretty powerful spellcaster, so we didn't know that.
You could have asked.
Who asses in the midst of a battle?
There was no battle. You put me in a damn ball, and then when I came out, everyone was gone.
We can do it again.
And then I got shot.
And Soupy, I think the crossbow bolt was a bit much, from being real with you.
Nah, he deserved it.
He puffs his, he snorts again with his like blowing air out of his nose.
Say it again, I'll slap you.
He didn't say anything that
What are
time.
we saying again?
But he was going to.
He sort of stares at you. I will make a deal with you, since you seem so eager for information. I will share information with you, but after 5 questions, you unbound my feet. I will not run. I will not fight. After 5 more questions, you unbound my hands. I will continue for another 10 questions after that. Then you let me leave. I will promise not to attack this hovel again, and I will not tell my employer about it, that their request was failed. That being stated, I will not tell you who my employer is.
Well, you
Do
tell
we
us
have a
where
deal?
your employer is.
I am willing to tell you the location of delivery.
That works. All right, guys, what do you think?
That's a
You
start.
do understand that if we stop at 4, we get to keep you tied up as long as we like.
I like that idea.
I
Let's do that.
understand that
Yeah.
question.
I could not hear what you said.
I understand that question.
You just
All
wasted
right.
a question. Good job.
We didn't agree to the deal. We have not started.
I have.
Yep.
This is Controlix's favorite thing, guys. We should know this by now.
Uh-huh.
You have asked questions, I have answered.
Uh-huh.
You asking
Let's just get
questions
the
is
important
my
one out of
understanding
the
of
way.
the agreement.
Let's just get the important one out of the way. Where is the delivery location?
Delivery location is the forge.
Alright, guys, stop for a second. We need a zone of truth up.
Yep.
Forge. Do we have like a map of the Underdark?
No.
Actually, let's before we continue, that's a good point. Can we let's ask Mr. Frog, whoever,
Yeah, I was just gonna do that.
does he have a map of the nearby area at all?
Guess we could also ask him about the forge.
Yeah, we could ask him about the forge instead of wasting a question on that.
And he pauses for a second and goes, I do not have a map. I am aware of the area. I know I have found where these young children came from, where they passed. I spied, but I know of no forge.
Anything that sounds similar to it?
There are
No.
places
Okay.
under here that are warmer and some places which are colder. I cannot say that one of them leads to a forge, and the closest location that does get the warmest that I've walked by is the middle of a tunnel.
I already cast Zone of Truth, if that wasn't obvious enough.
Yeah, I expected that. So everything he's saying is, to his knowledge, true.
Okay, now how do we get the location out of the forge out of this guy in a helpful manner?
You could ask.
I was just thinking out loud.
I know.
Al,
You said that in his voice, so I was.
that question wasn't directed at you, by the way. Doesn't count.
That question wasn't directed at anybody. I was just thinking out loud.
Mm.
It was only in his head. He didn't say it.
Would you like to ask another question?
Where's the location of the forge?
Ah,
These people keep dancing around it.
well, there are a number of tunnels to go through to get to the forge. I would be glad to offer a map to get there.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
The map would cost you a little bit of money.
Okay. Striking a hard bargain. No. Being bound.
Yeah, I still think you really don't understand your position here. You're demanding way too much.
My position is I have answered 5 questions.
You have answered a grand total of 2.
No, I've answered 5.
And
I've got you at 3. What were
The
the
one
other
that
2?
Cal just accidentally asked was 3. The one I asked was 4. Excuse me?
The
There
one
was
bef-
no 5th.
The first one was the one before he mentioned that you've started asking questions. So you asked 2 questions before he mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
And with how the
There's
party's
nothing-
going along, we're probably almost up to 7 or 8 by now, because no one's thinking about it.
No, I'm
And
only at
nobody
only at 5.
cares because the dude is bound. He's our prisoner, and he doesn't get to decide. So if he has 5 questions and we're gonna bound him, no, we're not. Who said
Yeah,
we
we're not.
agreed to it? Like, I don't get where the big problem is. He can count questions all he wants. There is nothing obligating us to follow his demands. So why would we care?
If
Like,
you don't wish to
come on,
unbound me,
don't
that's
think
fine.
too much.
I just
don't
won't
think
answer
too
any more
much about it.
questions.
Yeah,
You can find
it's
the forge
fine.
on your own.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Best of luck.
I tie a rope around his feet, and I guess we're dragging him now with us.
I mean,
It
do
seems
that.
fair.
So are you just gonna leave now with him, or
I mean, he's not going to tell us anything anyway.
we made
He's
a deal
done.
I
and
mean,
you
he
broke it?
might if we start, throwing him at the night, just saying.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Has anyone seen it recently?
He stares at
Do
you.
you like the night?
I
You
mean, we could use him as a
savages.
really great distraction.
Then you kill me, and you still know nothing, and you still know nowhere to go. I
I don't have
offered
to
you
listen
a
to you
deal.
But if
anymore.
you're
It's
not-
pretty good outside.
If you're
Is
not
this
telling us
knowledge
anyways,
worth your life?
Is it worth it to you? Is the knowledge worth your
Is it-
life, or the life of these children?
We already
I-
saved them.
You saved them for me. But I would have to tell, if I don't tell my employer that the mission was a failure, the mission or a success, or the children are gone, they'll look again. So let me ask this to you, since you think you have all of the power. If you kill me, who stops the next attack? Or the one after? Or the one after that?
if
You think I can do
say
nothing?
you say it's a failure to him, he's gonna just stop trying.
If I tell him the children are dead, he won't look for them. Which was part of the deal.
Okay, so you're
But if you don't wish to untie my feet as part of the deal, then there is no deal. And if you kill me, then I'm dead.
correct.
Uh-huh.
But you
That's
see
all
that
right.
I
does
hold
make
no
sense.
power here. If I die, that's fine. You still fail.
You're making a lot of demands for someone who has no power.
No power. You going to win the next one? Could you beat twice the number that you just fought? Or 3 times? Or 5 times? You think I'm the only person they would hire?
You seem to think there's
Uh,
only one solution to this problem, sir.
I offered you a deal. You agreed to the deal.
We did.
No, we
you
didn't.
just
When-
started it.
We agreed to nothing. You just kept talking. I don't
You can-
remember anyone saying we agreed.
Well, you best check your memory, young fairy.
Zone of Truth is still up. Does he honestly believe that we agreed to this deal when no one did anything?
There was at least one of you who said that you agreed with it.
Nobody said yes.
No one said
Nope.
yes. No one, but people did say that was a good deal.
Did we?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
If anyone you did, I think.
Yeah, that would be something I would just say.
He truly believes.
Oh.
Everything he's saying is what he truly believes. He is not bluffing.
Oh, he's believing that.
He believes it, and a lot of it he knows. He is being honest and being truthful. Zone of Truth is up, and he's aware of it.
Yeah. The barbarian definitely did say, "This is a good deal. What do you guys think?"
That's
Uh-huh.
not a confirmation
that
of
is
the
not
deal.
agreeing. That was me probing the other people.
He
Yeah.
believed he looked at it as an agreement.
I feel like this could have been such a neat thing to work around, but then we just decided that the party agreed when the party didn't agree, and now it just kind of sucks.
You kept
Yeah.
asking questions. You could have not.
I mean,
Mhm.
we have a speak with that spell. We could kill you and ask you again.
You could, and you'd get less information.
Correct.
That's what you think.
I know how the spell works. I've
All
questioned
right,
people
just
that way.
let's say we
It's not as
took the deal
effective.
for the map. How much is it?
Let's say, normally, I would answer the question, but my feet are still bound.
I was
Alright.
waiting for it.
Cal, do you have any objections to cutting his feet off?
I don't.
Well, then the feet are no longer bound.
He pauses up his
Cut his
others.
feet off.
I would offer an adjustment to the
I will
deal.
be following the deal.
I would
No,
offer
no,
an
you
adjustment
don't
to
get
the
make
deal.
adjustments.
I would like to offer an additional 10 questions if I get to keep all of my appendages.
He says as the angry fairy starts approaching him with the sword.
Yeah,
I will answer these 10 questions prior to removal of any rope, and only rope.
only rope. Alright.
I
So
can
then you
just
can answer the
imagine
question.
a disappointed fairy slowly sheathing the sword again.
As an alternate, I will give you the map for 5 questions. No cost beyond that.
Alright.
I mean, do we really need to ask him that many questions,
All I
guys?
really
I'm
want is the
whispering
map
so
for
he
this
doesn't
thing.
hear me.
He's not paying attention to that question.
All I really want is the map at this point. I think we got all he's actually going to tell us.
There's plenty more I
Alright, you
can't
can
tell you.
ask him different information.
What I
Which
want to know
is-
is if he's offering us a map, where does he got this map? If it's on him, can't we just take it out of his pocket?
He said he's gonna
point.
make us a map.
Did he say
To-
he was making it?
To clarify, and this is
believe
not
so.
answering a question, I have access to a map. And the access is on my
Mm.
person, but it's not a physical map on my person. So you cannot kill me and
Mm.
take it.
I want to shoot him in the other leg.
Are you going to or you want to?
I want to.
Okay.
I'm still angry about his archer.
I mean, shooting him in the leg doesn't break the deal.
God, we got a slime with a trigger finger and a fairy who's clutching a sword really tight right now.
God, this party is starting to feel like a chaotic evil party.
I
God,
asked a
make it
question in
chill.
intimidation. You assumed I actually pulled out my sword. I never did.
I mean, fair enough.
Intimidating with your sword makes
Like you
sense.
narrated my actions. All I asked was a question, and I was trying to
I
intimidate
was
him
just
with
saying,
it.
this is what I'm imagining is happening. It'd
Yeah.
be really funny.
Would you like the... So I ask this question. Would you like the map for 5 questions?
I have no further questions, personally.
I have
All I
additional
know is the
information
map.
that I can
If anyone
offer.
else wants to ask questions, go for it. I'm
Is
Make
the-
us the map. You can
Stick it
take
in
the
the box
questions
in the
off.
closet.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. I would like to
Uh,
offer this as a question.
no. You
Waiting
asking
for it,
questions is not
waiting
part of
for it.
this.
Now, this is something you might need to think of. There were
How-
the Spriggans in this village before. You cleverly sent them out to warn you of our approach. How many returned, and how many left?
3.
Right, we were going to investigate the one that didn't come back immediately at the start of the session, but then we forgot.
As an additional question for you, for something for you to think about, what happened to the other one that didn't return? There's one that returned burnt, and then there's the other.
Yeah.
I might know what's down those caverns. I might know what would have happened to them. These are things I can answer for you.
Make us the map.
After you said all this, Kaladar's going to investigate the one tunnel, by the way.
Are you leaving?
Yeah,
Which-
I'm going over there.
Which one are you investigating? The one that returned, the one that didn't?
The one that did not return.
Okay.
Like, this was going to be the first thing we did this session, but
Okay.
then I forgot. Cause...
So I'm going to deal with you in a bit because it's going to take a while
yeah,
to
it's fair.
Hi, Zatsu.
Hey, Zatsu.
It's interrogation time.
As you know, I would follow the barbarian.
So the two of you are gone.
Also, so I don't shoot him in the leg.
It's appreciated.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
I would like to make this offer. As additionally, you wish for the map, which I understand, which I will give to you, and I'm not trying to get out of that. I will need my hands for that.
Yep. Just waiting for that.
I apologize. I'm not trying to trick you at all, Court. If you wish to untie my hands and then tie them back afterwards, that is something that is perfectly agreeable with me. I will not fight at all.
Zone of
I will
Truth
not run.
is still up.
Zone of Truth is still up. I'll let you know if he does something different.
I'm also
I-
supposed to know if he made the save or not, and the way you're acting tells me he didn't.
He did not try the save.
Okay.
He chose to fail.
He chose to fail.
I need to know how Zone of Truth works. If he declares that he will not do something while in Zone of Truth, can he go back on his word?
He is
No.
not lying. He does not believe he is lying for that.
I mean, the only way that
That doesn't
you
answer
can
my
do...
question at all.
He can be
only-
thinking of something else and still be telling the truth. Meaning, like, he can plan something else that he's not saying.
I will not run. I will not fight back. I will be right here. I will get you the map, and then you can put the rope back on my wrists.
And you will not attempt to cast any spells of any kind?
That I cannot say truthfully, for I need a spell to get the map.
Fair.
What spell?
But,
That is
Yeah.
something I will not share.
No, I'm using up a question. What spell?
Oh,
If you're saying that, I need to know exactly what you're gonna do.
I will say this. I will not tell you the name of the spell. But the map is within a pocket dimension, which I must use a spell to reach into.
huh.
I am going to have my sword pointed at your back during this entire process while you make this map. I hope you understand that.
May I stay sitting in the chair?
Yes.
Then I perfectly approve.
I would also like your confirmation that you will not be removing anything besides the map from this pocket dimension.
He pauses for a
Everyone's
moment,
trying
and
to
you see
think
him
raining.
sort of thinking. I'm trying to think only of if there's anything else that may be useful to you.
Can I, with my +1 insight, see if he's trying to plan anything else with that
Oh my god.
Sure,
presumably shifty looking face of his?
roll insight, yeah.
Hey, it's a 7 plus
Flash
1.
of genius.
12. Oh, I'm sorry, 11. So,
12 is correct.
oh, 12 is, oh, because it's +4, it's plus your, what's it called? That's right. So, from the best of what you can tell, he's not he looks actually thoughtful, not sneaky at this point. He looks like he's actually trying to consider something. Doesn't look like he's trying to deceive you. I will make this offer. I will not bring anything else out, whether or not it may be useful to you. If there's a time later, we can discuss at a later time the removal of the item.
You will also promise that you do not enter the pocket dimension for any deeper than your arm and for any purpose other than retrieving the map.
As stated, I will not try to run or retreat at all.
Agreed. I remove the bindings unless there are any objections from the party.
And you see him sort of rub his wrists, like, those are horribly uncomfortable. I do understand they must go back, but I appreciate it. And you see him shifting his hands a little bit, and you see a small purple portal appearing between them. And he sticks his hand in, and you can see his hand going in, and then just on the other side you just see portal, and there's no hand. And he reaches in about up to half through his forearm, up to his elbow, and you hear these strange sounds coming from the portal. A cat mewing. You hear grinding of gears. You hear something else, like a slapping sound. He pulls his hand out. You can see him shifting and then pulling out a map. And then he clips his fingers together and the portal disappears. And he offers it to you open palmed with both his hands up and holding the map in one hand, palm up, with the other hand to the left side with also his palm up. Show there's nothing in either besides the map. Is this agreeable?
Seems fair to me.
And then he puts his hands together for you to retie them.
And
Please.
I retie them.
Not
And
as
I'm
tightly.
going to look at the map while you're doing that.
As you sort of examine the map, it is not as detailed as you'd wish, but it does have markings of different caverns that go different directions. There are a lot of points which are just sort of blurred out. It looks like there's a tunnel and then just it ends. There's no, it looks like it shows the opening of a tunnel and then just there's nothing drawn and then another opening of a tunnel. And it looks like it shows like an arrow pointing to and from between them, but you don't see the actual tunnel. And there's a number of these where it has just a tunnel starts and then arrow going over to another tunnel. And some of them seem to cross, some seem to go up and down. And it's a little bit confusing to look at it. But you do see, following a number of arrows, a section that does point to something that just has the word forge written on it. It looks like it goes through a couple of different passage or a couple of different open areas. There are also a number of tunnel entrances that go and just there's nothing. One of them has a giant question mark next to it. And then some of them do go to other places. Just blank.
Please state the number of remaining questions.
You see him count on his fingers. I believe you've asked 12.
Please state the number of remaining questions.
Oh. 3 questions until you untie my feet. The additional 5 until you untie my hands. Additional 10 until I leave.
An additional 3 until you stop talking, understood.
I don't plan to stop talking if you continue asking questions.
I don't know about you guys, but I just don't have any more questions. If
Do you know-
anyone does.
I mean, I probably will have questions when I come back.
So I'm actually going to bounce over to that real quick. Roll a nature check, Kaldar.
I'm really good at these.
Should I also or no?
Yeah, you can also do it.
I'm really good at those.
Not up. Oh, not 20.
All
So-
right, we do know where we're going.
Well, so it's so as you sort of approach the tunnel that you sense the Spriggan to that didn't return, you see some number of puddles going towards the tunnel, and you notice that there are some bubbles sort of floating above the ground. They seem to be bubbles of water though, instead of bubbles of like bubble, for lack of a better description. But they seem unnaturally foul, slimy, off-colored, and it seems like the ground, which is rock, is squishy, almost moist. It's just and
I'm
the
gonna
air is
grab something and
thicker.
throw it at one of those bubbles.
As you sort of reach to pick up a rock, the rock seems squishy in your hands. You throw it at a bubble. The bubble, it sort of enters the bubble and floats slowly for a section as it goes through, and when it comes out, it sort of loses the momentum it had previously. But the bubble seems to drop a little bit and then pop, and water splashes across the ground. As that one pops, you see a lot of the other ones sort of lowering down. Some of them landing on the top of the ground and becoming sort of warts on the ground of this off-colored water.
Okay, Super, you know
Just
what
for
to
the-
do here? I'm kind of at a loss.
Just for the heck of it, reach into the bag of holding and grab a old Pokédex.
Okay. Oh,
Point.
as you point at the bubbles of water, nothing's coming up. And then as you're sort of turning, it does beep and it says, Spriggan. And you look ahead, and
Wait, what the hell?
in the cavern that's ahead of you, you see a large bubble near the top with the Spriggan sort of submerged. Instead of being the green he was before, he is a dark brown. And his leaves look shriveled and dead.
He dead.
Oh,
It drowned the plant or what?
this is very, very obviously
Overwatering.
poison or toxic sludge. Okay. I guess the right thing to do would be to bring the body back.
If
So
you can get it off the ceiling.
Well, yeah, I'd throw
Throw a
something
rock at
the
it.
bubble it's in, and
You throw a rock at the bubble and it sort of hits the bubble and slows significantly and about to hits the sprig, and you see another leaf sort of poof off of it and sort of sit in the water, and the rock slowly descends and then plops out the bottom. You see the bubble slowly sink off the ceiling. As it exits the ceiling, it pops with the befouled water sort of just going everywhere. The body collapses to the ground, lifeless. At a very odd angle, you hear snapping of branches as it lands, and sort of lands bent backwards in a natural shape. The limbs definitely lying in ways that they're not supposed to lie.
okay, well, if there's nothing else, we'll grab it and
Okay.
head on back.
Okay. Dragging or carrying or what?
Carrying.
Okay. Just asking.
Not gonna drag this dude. He was a friend.
For the day you knew him, yeah.
A
Look,
friend would never do the same.
if he wasn't there, then this thing would have gotten to someone else.
He was a hero.
A noble sacrifice.
As you sort of return to the village, you see the Spriggan, singular, that did survive, sort of ushering the children back into one of the buildings as he notices your arrival. Or as it notices your arrival. And your amphibious host sort of turning over like, oh, well that's most unusual. And the Draugr going, I believe you have additional questions that have arrived. I'm going to
What
leave.
happened?
Do what?
Sorry, I'm distracted by a hummingbird.
Oh. Flicker right around.
So, Barbarian,
Nice.
you want to ask him questions?
I can't really
Right.
focus.
I'm trying to think of what the best question to ask to get as much information as possible is.
I thought Cal went back to the village.
Yeah, we're all at the village.
He went to go get to the check on the one who didn't come back.
I don't know why I thought we were in a tunnel.
Oh no, you're in the village.
What?
Proceed.
Okay,
I'm losing my mind.
I guess the easiest question to ask would be no, because that doesn't tell us really anything.
We could ask what killed him.
We could ask what did this, but then all that tells us is what did this.
You can't ask
that doesn't-
multiple questions. There's no rule against that.
God damn it! Everything I say is out loud. All right, easy.
You have 18
dumb,
questions.
Stupid, easy question is what did this?
I will start by saying that nothing under my lead did that. Its body was suspended in a large bubble, I assume. Is this correct?
Nodding. Yeah.
The number of creatures in this region are numerous and dangerous. You have previously threatened me with the night, and honestly, I'd rather face the night than face what killed that. There was supposed to be a legion coming from that direction. I assume it also killed them. There is a creature called the Aboleth. It is best described as an aberration. My best thought is it killed that.
Well, that's all the questions I have. I guess upon hearing this, I would go inform the frog and people of this.
Well,
Isn't he with us?
the frog is relatively close.
Okay, yeah, never mind then.
One of you earlier said you had a question and you have not repeated it when asked to ask questions. And I don't remember who it was or what you said.
Do you have any questions, Zatsu?
I can't focus right now, so no.
Are you okay?
Oh, I mean, not. You know how it is after you just get off work.
Oh, that's fair.
So you will tell your client that you
The
weren't
children are dead,
that the children are
unable
dead.
to be retrieved.
I will do this. That was my agreement. And so see him sort of look somewhat excited at this point.
Hold up.
That was a
Hold.
question.
Village will be
suplex.
left alone after your report.
That is my belief, and that is what I will inform him of and wish to tell him to do. I will tell him that there's nothing here, that there's no one for him to come to here, and there's no need to send any more mercenaries this direction.
How well armed / guarded would you say your client is?
I believe that was the number I just answered. For my feet to be unbound? I will be glad to answer that question, but could you unbind them?
I caught the feet and ask again.
And you see him sort of wiggle his feet a little bit. Thank you. He has a multitude of groups that he hires. From Darklings, primarily, to other bands. Mercenaries such as myself are often paid a fair sum.
I am just sitting here thinking about ways to metagame this question counter, and it's so unnecessary.
Well, don't think about it. Does the name Duergar ring a bell?
Duergar's a race, not a
Duergar's a
name.
race.
All right.
I'm
then
going to assume
what-
you didn't ask that
What
because
named the dude? What did the dude? Well, we talked to
The
the
name of the dragon, I assume, is what you mean.
the name of the dragon, the
No,
name of
the-
the dude on the road.
deep dwarf.
That was Navrok.
Yeah. I wanted to ask that.
And he sort of pauses, see him look down. Thinking, looking top right, looking bottom left. That is not a name I recognize. Is he a friend of yours?
Not
Can
important.
hardly call him an acquaintance.
What was the keeper dude called? Did
He
he
was just like
ask
the
us to
cave
go
keeper or something.
The cave keeper? Or the name of the
Not
This-
the name of the dragon, the cave keeper. I assume that people know about the dragon, and most people don't know more about the dragon than what they heard in legends or whatever.
I am
Or interested in the mysterious cave keeper that isn't really, you know,
Do you want to ask about the cave keeper or the dragon? This is me asking. This is DM asking.
cave keeper,
Cave keeper.
not
in
the
person.
dragon.
Not the dragon. Okay, just want to make sure. And he pauses for a second again. I have heard stories of a hermit who lives near the Dragon Plains. I have not heard a name. No, I do recall a name. It was Yume. Yume. I am not positive that is his name, but it's definitely a name I've heard in relation to the cave keeper.
Anybody think of any other questions?
I'm literally just being
Bro.
silent at this point in case anyone else has questions. I'm not asking
I got
anything else.
nothing. I suppose we could ask what his client is.
Oh, what race his client is?
It's not a who, it's a what.
A fair question, I guess.
I mean, we got like, I don't know, like 10 or so more questions. Yeah, just what is your client?
He is also, he's older. I believe he's also called the Elder. He's a Darkling.
Ah, him. Gotcha.
I mean, he wanted to retrieve his wares. It would make sense with the children.
Well, yeah,
For him to be
now
hidden.
we know who it is.
I mean, we know.
Kinda. We've seen him, but we
seen
don't
them
know what his
before.
name is.
You have met the Elder before.
Unfortunately.
Interesting.
Say we
A
go
slight scuffle.
way back.
Interesting. I will not share this information. And he raises up his hands and sort of pulls at the bindings. Would you please?
Yep.
Yeah, I got him.
And he
I
rubs
tie
his
him to the chair, like his torso to the chair.
tight or loose. I wasn't going to run. You have 10 more questions. I have kept my part of the deal.
Yeah, and we are too. Your hands are free.
They are,
Your
and I appreciate it.
torso, however, is not.
I understand. I shall stay in this chair unless forcibly removed for the next 10 questions. After that, as our deal, I shall go.
Anybody got any other questions? Or should we just let this man go?
Would you
I
like to
believe
know?
the party is out of questions. I am curious what you would offer in exchange for a number of questions.
I would
That is a
offer,
statement.
I know. I would offer 3 different things. And I'll let you decide the number of questions they're worth. First, I would offer knowledge of what happened to your toasted friend. And he gestures towards the Spriggan that has half its body burnt.
I mean, he can just tell us that.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh,
He
oh.
he showed
He
up.
said
I
he
mean,
came back.
he could still tell us that, right? We could talk to the dead.
Yes, he could still tell
This
us.
Yeah,
that
hold up, we could have just asked for the drowned one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can only do that once, guys.
Yeah. I
Once
can
per body.
offer a warning of another of your kind. And he points towards Kaldar. And I may
Gee,
offer
I wonder who he's referring to.
I may offer also knowledge of someone who is similar to yourself. And he points towards Arcalcos.
We already ran into that one.
Do what?
We already ran into that one. He kind of didn't want to move.
And he sort of looks at you questioningly. Then the one hunting him will be very bored.
Yeah. Well, I think as fairness, I'm talking to the party, not him.
I know.
I think as in fairness, since we have no more questions, he just give us those 3 informations and then we let him go.
A fourth thing I just thought of. There is a
God damn it.
plague in one direction. I can point you to where it may be, though I would offer a warning to that location as well. It is quite ancient, though well built.
All right, 4 for the release of this guy.
I have a different proposition. You said earlier you were willing to pay us for your freedom. I can't help but be curious how much money a question is worth.
I see a sly grin. It's like, ah, so you'd wish to be paid as well.
Interested?
He sort of strokes his chin. I will come back with that offer. There are, he licks his lips, let us call them acquaintances of mine, who are difficult for me to deal with. I have a, shall we call, friendly rivalry that I wish to make less so. I would offer an amount of funds if you could assist with that. I would pay in advance as well.
It sounds like you're proposing a bounty.
This one's smarter than he appears. I am. And there is a magic deal that I'm able to provide. It would make a mark on yourself and on me. If you died, the mark would let me know. If I died, the mark would let you know. If either of us betrayed our word, it would kill the betrayer.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It holds both me and one of you to the word. And it would have to be something you would completely agree to.
I'm much less interested in a bounty than your thoughts on how much a question's worth.
That is fair. Let us say... You see him rubbishing again. $200 a question.
Dollars? What are dollars?
Or 200 gold a question, sorry.
200 gold a question.
That's 2,000 gold if you want no information on the 4 things I've offered. But if you want information, it would be a bit off-reach. You could get
That's a
one
good
piece of
chunk of money.
information on each one and still come out with 1,200 gold.
I mean, all the information and then still like 1,000 gold seems like a good deal. I say to the party and not him.
I know. I mean, that's not a question at all. I'm not even going to pretend. At this point,
But
Look,
he's
we've
very
already
confident.
established that he is willing to assume a deal is agreed to if the party member says, "Oh yeah, that sounds good."
He's in a much better mood now. He's untied. He's tied to the
Mostly
chair, but
untied.
mostly untied. He no longer has his hands and feet. He's much more comfortable. He's in a very good mood.
So
You
he's
can tell
less
that.
of a bitch now. Gotcha.
He's no longer trying to trick you to your knowledge.
At the very least, Kaladar wants to hear about this dude that's similar to him, even though he probably knows exactly who it is.
You wanna hear about your red-haired friend?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Arky's also probably concerned about the one similar to him.
That's being hunted.
The
Just like
plague-
just like the Metal
plague-
Man's being hunted. What's with Metal Men being hunted?
I think we can agree to 1,200 gold and 4 nice pieces of information.
I'm not paying
by 7.
You said you're not paying, Doc?
I'm not contributing to
What do
this
you mean?
1,200 gold.
No,
I
no,
don't-
you're not paying.
paying
He's
us.
paying y'all.
He's paying us.
He's giving
Oh.
us the money depending
We could
on how
get
many
more
questions we
gold.
don't use.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we could
It's
get
not
more
paying.
gold if he doesn't answer us.
Oh, I thought. Never mind.
We're
I
getting
misunderstood. If you
1,000 gold here.
Yeah.
Which
It's the other
equates
way
to
around.
roughly 171 gold a person.
Sounds good to me.
I
just
wait for
wanted
the party to show any objections before we lock in 1,204 information.
Do we really need to hear about the plague?
Might as well.
But we get more money.
I mean, that's $200 to hear about the plague, basically.
Like, if there's a plague, I'm pretty sure we can kind of figure out what's going on.
Up to you guys. I don't care.
I think
I
it is a-
vote we skip out on the plague information.
As this, you can take each question, each piece of information individually, and decide if you want the next. Before you don't have to decide, we want this many right now.
Alright, I cast my vote.
Which would you like to know first?
I wish to say that we are no longer dealing in numbers of questions. We are only interested in these 4 pieces of information that you have, and any further questions spoken do not take off of the counter.
This seems fair.
Finally, I can stop thinking about this.
Legend's trying to outthink me. He's like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. It's like,
Alright, Legend.
Archie, does your head
turn
hurt
the
or
cooling
something?
fans for your brain off now.
Real quick, did we get a long rest?
no, not long rest yet.
Or
No, we
Okay.
got
Short
a
rest.
short
No,
rest.
just a short rest.
We will
What-
probably long
Okay.
rest as soon as we're done
Well,
with this, dude. Though.
We'll do it from the, I guess, least important to the most important. So let's,
No,
I guess,
most important to least important. What do you mean?
aren't we doing all three? Doing 3?
It doesn't matter how many we do. Going most important
Okay,
first
let's
is a
start
smart
with
choice.
the most important question. And what would that be?
I don't think we really established an order. Not that it
Is
matters.
it okay? So there was a warning about someone
There's
like
someone
me.
for Arky, someone
There was
for
someone about
Cal,
that.
and one for the Spriggan that's burnt. The 4th one was the
Yeah.
plague.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I think we have plenty of information about all of these. Except
you
the
wanna-
plague.
But let's be honest, you want to hear about the one that's concerning you. Let's be real, I do too.
You're in character, I would, yes. I'm
Exactly.
uh-huh. Okay, yes. Put that one on the list somewhere.
The Kaladar and the Arky one is on the list. Do we really need to hear about the one that burned it though?
I
We could
mean,
always bring him back to life and ask him what happened.
Yeah, the spell slot's worth
That's-
less than 200 gold.
It's an extra 400 gold we get for not asking about the plague and the burnt Spriggan.
I say that, but I only have 3 slots in
You
that
get them
category.
back,
Have a
though.
long-
Yeah,
We'll
we're
take
gonna
a
long
nap.
rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, first information piece. You or me first. I'll let you pick.
We know less about mine, so I think it makes sense for me to go first.
Yeah.
You know, it's, of course, the automaton similar to you. There was another client, a different one, who attempted to hire us to hunt an automaton. Unlike you, he had 2 metal arms, no wood.
I know.
He
I
was
mean,
a
he used to have 2 metal.
He's talking about that one automaton we found.
he the indiv-
Also, this guy is smarter than the average bear if he's picking out that I'm an automaton through my gold dragonborn disguise.
he saw you before you transformed. The
Still in that form, and I forgot about that.
the
You sure?
the employer who we declined his offer because it was such a low amount was quite large, armored physically, with a large horn on his snout, and he didn't speak directly but into my mind. Was a very eerie sensation. I will say, it appears he is getting other mercenary groups together. So if you meet another automaton such as yourself, who goes by the name of Arcalculus, then I would
Uh-huh.
warn him.
You're certain that you aren't just getting my name a little bit backwards?
I'm not sure what your name is.
Yeah, it just I'm gonna speak out of character. I feel like I missed a step in what he was saying. I thought he was talking about somebody that isn't me.
No, he
He
just doesn't.
doesn't know.
He does-
You're him.
He was looking for automaton, a warforged with 2 metal arms with no
Again,
wood.
out of character,
Mhm.
his employer was searching for an automaton by the name of Arcalculus, who is not me.
He didn't.
No,
s-
of course
he
he knows.
it's definitely you.
He never
Okay.
said it wasn't you.
I figured that was obvious.
I thought I missed a step in what he was saying.
No, he just got your name wrong. He doesn't realize it's
All
you.
right. I'm just gonna keep quiet then.
Okay, and now the human that's like me apparently.
Your brown-haired friend has been very
Brown?
aggressive. Brown, yes.
I swear Santana was flavored to have red hair.
He has red
Yes.
hair.
We're not
All
talking
right,
about
there's
Santana.
another one.
He has been very aggressive. I have had a number of my prior clients be terminated. His lady friend seems especially dangerous. I would warn you about them.
Okay.
Wait, he say lady friend? As in,
Yeah, the dude that's like me has a lady friend who's very dangerous.
doesn't your sweater friend have a lady companion?
The fanatic.
I don't remember.
I mean, it's not uncommon for a guy to have a
No,
girlfriend.
no. Casimir, doesn't he have a lady companion?
He's not brown haired though, right?
I honestly don't remember.
He
He's
is
got
brown.
like white hair or something.
I don't remember what hair I did with it before.
I don't think that's just ever been addressed.
All
Does he
right.
now have brown hair?
All right. What hair color does Casimir have control is?
Brown.
All right.
Okay. Good.
He made
to
it up on the
know.
spot. Probably.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
just said he
decided.
made it up on the spot. He said he didn't remember,
All right.
which means he's not talking about Casimir.
Right.
I mean,
What do you mean?
okay. Well, all right, money.
Julia said he didn't remember the color of Casimir's hair. That means
Yeah,
that
and now he
he's
just
not
said it was
describing
brown.
Casimir.
Now he said it
Yeah,
was brown.
He said it
just
was
like the
brown
dude.
after that, which
Yeah,
means
there's-
Petrolius wasn't thinking of it, which means that's not who we're talking about.
There's a lot of people with brown hair. Let's be real.
Mhm.
Would you like to know about either of the others?
Oh, he had decided to give him brown hair, but he don't remember what he gave
All
him
right.
before.
There's a 50-50 it's Casimir or it's not Casimir.
That's a great chance.
Should be 100% chance it's not.
Well,
I mean,
anyone else want to know anything?
We're between the plague and the burnt spriggan. I'm not particularly interested in the burnt spriggan, and if we ask him about the plague, then we get 1,400 gold, which divides evenly.
But we could get more gold.
But we're also dealing with something relatively dangerous, like a plague.
Oh, no, I think
I
we
don't
can
know,
just
it's a
avoid
coin
plague,
toss.
guys.
I
We
find
can,
the
we can have
plague
a
is more
paladin here. We can
interesting.
deal with the plague.
I am
Plague is-
immune to plague, but that doesn't mean you guys are.
All
I
right,
mean,
so
the
you
plague is
travel like a
definitely
mile
more-
ahead of us and warn us if there's a plague.
That's not how plagues work, barbarian.
All by yourself in the dark.
Also
All
not
right,
how
we'll take the
plagues
plague
work.
information.
There are a number
Meh.
of mind flayers that have contracted some horrible disease. it's given them unusual cravings, additional thirsts. The bodies they have attacked have been unnaturally wounded and mauled. It's not. And he sort of bites his tongue a little bit. It almost as though their entire skull is being ripped open. They've been
Okay.
congregating
And the
mostly
Go on.
around a pyramid that gives off an unnatural light. The pyramid seems ancient, but very dangerous to be around. I sent a few scouts when we heard news of it, but only one returned, and he was exceptionally thirsty.
Thirsty for water or something else?
Something else.
All right, we got vampire mind flayers, guys. That was not on my bingo card.
Nope.
Should we go deal with those? Or
Guys,
is that, like,
Underdark
beyond us?
sucks. Like, I already realized Underdark sucked, but this guy is like making it sound so much worse.
Guys, I'm kind of on the boat. I think we should deal with the vampire mind flayers, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Is the pyramid
Do you
on the
have a
map?
death wish?
The pyramid is not on the map, but he says, I can show you which tunnel leads to it. And if you put the map in front of him, I just want to make confirmation that you're not just.
Yep.
Okay. He points
Yeah.
towards one of the tunnels off towards the west, and that comes out of one of the larger areas. Yes. Through this tunnel, I never saw it, so I never placed it on the map. I do not believe it is a far distance from there, but I'm not sure how long the scout was out before he encountered that.
Well, cool.
Are there any additional questions? Or anything else you wish to know about before I go?
The money?
Of course. No additional questions then?
I mean, if they're free.
He shrugs. Well, I'd be glad to be paid for my time, but I understand the desire not to. And he pulls open the portal again and reaches into it. And you hear the same sort of strange questions, and you hear a bang, typewriter, and he pulls out a bag, quite a hefty bag, reaches out with it, and closes the portal. It's here. I am paying.
Check for the count and the authenticity of the gold.
Yep. Authenticity is correct. Count is correct.
Cool. Plus 200 all.
I got you, D-Train.
Yeah. All right, we have a real
Thank you,
amount
sir.
of money now.
You, sir, are free to go. I trust you will continue to keep up your end of the deal.
I will make you an offer. I will place the spell on myself. That if I lie, I'll die. And he
No
If
offers-
you
catch?
lie at all, ever, you'll die?
If I lie,
Lie on the
about
topic.
my topic, about the deal. If I break our deal, I will pass.
I
And
mean,
there's no catch.
I wish for you not to follow me, not to hunt me, and not to kill me if we meet again.
I mean, that all depends on if you're gonna be hostile or not.
I will not
I
kill
mean,
you
if you-
if we meet again.
I mean, if you attempt to kidnap children, then you're gonna have issues. But
I don't like the implications of your end of the deal.
That is fair. Will you remove this rope from me so I may leave?
I remove the rope.
He sort of scooches to the front of the chair and jumps down, and then gives you a bow. I hope I never have the displeasure of seeing any of your hideous faces again.
Likewise.
Feelings
God,
mutual.
I want to slap him again.
And he nods and gives a sort of hat tip. He doesn't have a hat, but he sort of does that. And then he turns around and starts walking away. You see him sort of open the little portal and pull out a walking stick. And then as he gets further and further away, he sort of disappears into the darkness, and you hear a little pop as he sort of vanishes.
Pop.
Still wanted to shoot him in the leg.
Okay, now we have a to-do list.
Do we?
I
We're
mean,
not getting a visual map, are we?
No, because I haven't drawn it yet.
Cool.
next time.
I
We
Maybe.
could go deal with the. We are gonna go deal with the dude.
One day
you know,
control will
ordered
think to
this.
make maps ahead of time.
so in my defense, I was planning to, and then there was a magic convention this weekend that one of my buddies drove 5 hours to get to, so I drove an hour to be with him.
All right, guys.
We take nap.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's sleep time.
Yay.
Long rest.
Long rest. Everyone can long
Big
rest.
Sleep time.
Do you need my help with that, D-Train?
That broke my HP number. God damn it.
No, I got it.
Do you need help with it, Will, to fix your HP?
There we go.
I got it.
Okay.
I know how this website works.
Okay.
Give
Yes.
me
All
my
right.
slots
So
back.
now we have the question of what do we do next?
My arcane recovery back. There we go.
Well,
My vote is, of course, going to deal with the dude that orchestrated this whole thing.
yeah,
You know,
I even can take them.
I am confused. Beyond did not reset my repulsion shield charges on long rest.
I'll be back in a minute.
I have been playing the entire rest of the campaign assuming this reset on long rest.
Let's see what the...
I'm also not convinced I would have run out of charges even if I was not doing that.
think it's supposed to. Let me check repulsion shield.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily always recover things. Because when we did the short rest, it didn't recover my power surge automatically.
I mean, you
So. I don't know.
I manually reset it.
I've always tried to manually reset.
I always do. I never hit the long rest button.
I have never hit the long rest button ever.
This is the
Same.
first time I have.
I just do everything.
I'm being
manually.
reminded of why I was told to not.
I mean, there were some issues with
I
HP
mean-
to begin with. It does
Are you
not
doing it?
specify on infusions when they reset.
I think the implication is that if I don't change them on arrest, then I can always cycle them or just declare the same infusions again and reapply them, and that would reset the charge.
I need to roll the.
Shield
that
regains
thing.
1d4 expended charges daily at dawn.
Well, I can't roll a 0, so
Yeah.
yes.
What'd you say, Zatsu? Oh, you need to roll your
I think so.
d20. yeah.
Daily at
Yeah.
dawn.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but there's not really a dawn down here. There's no sun.
The mushrooms do
Already
change.
Talk to
left
Nat
the
20.
dawn.
Yep. Nat 20.
I believe evens are positive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to click on.
Evens and odds are like a thing that you don't use a lot in life, and then it's like, what's the difference between them? It's like,
Odds are, or evens are divisible by 2. Odds are not.
I never remember that.
You see, I was playing Metroid when the session started, so I forgot to do this.
What's going on?
Well,
That's a good.
Oh,
I mean, considering how the beginning of the session started, that was correct.
okay. Again, what I
Kitrulia,
miss?
Yeah,
during this long rest, can I pull out the mushroom staff and attune to it?
sure.
We got the mushroom answer.
Do you need me to add the mushroom staff to you, or do you know how to do it?
I do not know how to do it.
Okay.
Can I try to look for mushrooms for poison?
Oh no, that's not too.
I mean, that seems fair. There's a lot of mushrooms around.
There
Yeah.
are quite a few.
the question is how many poisonous mushrooms are around.
Refresh your
Exactly.
page, Hippo, you will have it.
All right.
As a side note,
Right.
you can hit things with the staff of mushrooms.
I can hit things.
Yeah, it is a staff.
Does
You
it
can.
have an attack roll, or is it an improvised weapon?
It's a simple weapon. It's a staff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me know when control is.
which wizards are technically proficient with.
Ready for what, Zatsu? To roll?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, roll a nature
I
check.
already did.
Okay.
Oh, nature.
Zatsu's looking for mushrooms.
Oh, it was even again.
So you
It's okay, Zatsu. I'm about to do the same thing.
That's a skill check. Add weave or whatever it is.
It wouldn't help. I'd get a 10 max.
That's better than 4.
Mhm.
10 is usually a decent number.
Well, you're trying to find poisonous mushrooms. You rolled a 4. Now you're gonna find edible ones.
That's a 9. So as you're sort of wandering around near the village looking for mushrooms, you notice that these houses are mushrooms.
Oh God!
Not
And then
that one control is. Come on.
No, it was a 4. But then as you sort of start looking at them more, you see there are other mushrooms going around them. You sort of start examining them, and they are definitely not the same as the ones up top side. They are much more bulbous, and some of them are longer. Some of them seem to glow as well. You don't know a lot about these mushrooms, though. You don't know which ones would be poisonous, which ones would be good to eat. Hey, shit, fuck. Yawn. And you are able to sort of get an idea that some of these are probably tasty, and some of them you're able to pick one mushroom that is glowing, and it continues to glow a little bit in your hand. So you have and as you sort of play with it, you're able to realize if you squeeze the bottom, it glows more. And as you let go, it sort of dims out, and then eventually goes out after that. But
Mhm.
now you've discovered these mushrooms, and you're able to attach them to the end of a stick and make a mushroom torch.
Mushroom torch.
I mean, it's not poisonous, but
That works.
It's not a very bright torch, Nasira.
It gives the same distance as a regular torch, except it's all dim light.
It's a shiny torch.
Shiny.
Since we did a long rest, I'm gonna do my long rest cheese training.
All right, roll animal handling.
Before I go to sleep, I'm dropping a flash of genius on that roll.
Okay.
Thank you.
You begin to train Cheese a little bit more. You're trying to teach him to go pick stuff up, and he seems lethargic down here. As though he doesn't want to train anymore. He wants to sleep. It is starting to get late, but he does sort of listen, sort of stumble over and pick up a mushroom that you pointed at and bring it back and hand it to you. Then he lays down and sort of curls up. And you sort of try to point to something else and sort of waves you off. And you hear sort of just you can tell he starts sleeping. So he's sort of getting it. He's definitely getting it, but he's definitely tired.
Hit me with the not now I'm tired.
Nice picture exchange, Grandma.
It is sleep time. What do you mean?
Oh, I just changed the picture of my character on D&D Beyond at the start of the session.
Yep.
Ah,
It just popped for me, so. Or that was the first time I refreshed, probably one or the other.
well,
As you begin to wake up, I want.
uh-oh.
I want Xenia to roll a d8 for me.
D8.
A d8.
That's
I don't like
4.
the way he laughed at that a little bit.
So as you're sort of waking up, Narcira, you start to hear something as though someone's whispering in your ear. But it becomes more clear as you wake up more. And as you sort of wake up more, you sort of hearing it. You recognize the voice as Casimir, and you can tell it's from the Sending Stone.
Oh shit!
My boy.
We just arrived at Groudon. We heard about y'all. Glad to hear you are safe.
Very safe.
Yeah, he definitely knows about everything we've been up to.
Safe. Yeah. I quickly. Well, I mean, never mind.
Baked into sending is the ability to respond.
Yeah.
I'll just say like
25
Caldor
words.
can hear this as well.
Yeah,
That's
you
just
can
like
you can
all
say it out
around.
loud as you pass the message along.
Yeah, I do that. It's like, hey guys, it's
Wait,
Casimir.
wasn't it Doc?
It was Nasir.
I rolled the D8,
Okay.
but it was to Nasira, yes.
You rolled the D8 to figure out who it landed on.
Oh.
Which I come to realization it's disappointing it's not Hippo.
Or me.
Yeah. Do you want to respond, Zatsu?
Also,
or?
you can roll a d6. One of us doesn't have a stone.
That's right.
I tell Kaladar to pick up his since he knows him the best.
Okay.
Crap.
I'll count.
What was his message again? Just he heard about us and he's glad we're alive and he's in Groudon.
They just made it to Groudon. Glad you all are safe. Heard about what you did. Glad you're safe.
I thought you guys are headed the other direction.
Okay, now I'm speaking here. Yeah, we're in the Underdark. We're gonna be a while. And God, okay. Now Groudon is where we just came from, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, real message.
8 letters.
Okay, real message. Okay. We were in Groudon. Something happened. We're in the Underdark now. Anyone else got any more important information to pass along?
We were teleported down here.
We're gonna be a while.
Yeah, we're gonna
you should
be
definitely
a while.
put that part.
Yeah, we're gonna be a while.
9 words left that if you want to use them.
And anyone else got something important to say? Otherwise, I'm gonna tell them about the vampire mind flayers.
Go ahead.
What was the city to the south that they said they were going to go to?
Podunk. Almost certainly.
Could ask why he's not there, because that's where they planned on going.
I mean, they're at a pit stop.
It was the opposite direction.
The opposite direction. Groudon was north.
I guess I'll ask him why he's going that direction.
Say it.
What?
I need to hear the words you use so I know if he cuts off.
Why are you in Groudon?
Yeah, why aren't you at whatever place.
Podunk.
Podunk.
4 more.
A little podunk time.
And that's it. It's all like 4 words. I can't squeeze anything in there. I guess I could say, and also,
Calendar
and there's
over.
vampire mind flayers.
Vampire mind
Very
flayers.
helpful.
That sounds horrible.
Yup.
How
Oh,
did
wait,
you get?
he's responding to us?
How did you
Immediately?
get to the Underdark?
Right, we can keep going back and forth with decreasing efficiency.
It sounds like ended.
My response was, there was a staff. It teleported us,
Okay,
and that's it.
that's it. Nothing else.
You can
With
tell Nakayo
decreasing-
sucks.
If Kaio was still there, no. With decreasing efficiency, less words would probably be better.
Okay.
Would it be better, or do you want to have buffer words at the end to just have them die? So you just put all the unnecessary
Well, like
stuff at
like
the
the
end?
more words I see, the more it would cut out. That's
Don't
all I
overthink
feel, at
it.
least.
Yeah,
So,
I know what
yeah,
it's
I'm
I know what
just-
it's doing. Don't worry.
Yeah, but we don't.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm just assuming, and I'm gonna stick with my assumption.
Okay. As you send the second message, you don't hear a reply from him. It seems like everything's done. He hasn't sent another reply.
All right, yeah, information has been exchanged.
He still didn't tell us why he was in Grotto.
True.
If we're done sending, I have questions.
Ask.
Alright. Can I infuse an item for someone else? Because I'm using this rest to swap out one of them, and I'm currently torn between 2 options, and one of them is probably illegal.
Infusions are for items that you're using. You can't have infusions for someone else now.
Okay.
Now I'm curious why he asked that question.
I wanted Kaladar to have a glowy punchy.
That'd be pretty cool.
It requires attunement, and also, like, one of the main drawbacks of Artificer infusions is that they are restricted to just what you are using.
Yeah.
I will probably still go Radiant Weapon on Verdant Hammer, assuming that's legal.
I mean,
I now have a glowy arm.
if it works, then it works, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, why is that only restricted to just the Artificer? This seems like an amazing support option.
It's so the reason I'm going today is the game lists them as prototypes. I'm assuming it's some amount of his magic that's causing the infusions that he's working. Basically, I'm testing this to see how this adjustment works. And he's not going to give a prototype to someone else in case it breaks. Also, it's using his magic to cause the prototype. So that is the arguments I'm making. Whether that's accurate, I cannot say. Whether that's the rules is written, but that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it.
I will be in the menu for a little bit changing this, but that is all. We can proceed.
Okay. So what do y'all want to do?
Well, our options are. God, we got 3 or 4 options now.
I mean, the way I see it, we only have one option. We need to stop whoever's taking or trying to take these
right
kids.
now, we go do that.
That is an option.
We deal with the Cave Keeper. Vampire Mind Flayers sure are a thing. Or we could just leave.
Did we get an actual location of the mind flayers?
We know where.
He gave a location of
direct
where the
tunnel.
pyramid is. Which is where he said that mind flayers have been centralizing.
Yeah.
I meant, do we have a location based on where everything we have as options are? Are any of them close together?
Oh yeah, what's the closest one?
Yeah.
So
We could just tackle everything in order.
list the things that you see as options, so I can make sure. Because I don't want to say, oh, this is an option, this is this close. And
So yeah, the 4 options so far, as I see it, is
Okay.
the Cave Keeper, the Elder Darkling, and the Vampire Mind Flayers, or we could just leave as a 4th option and ignore everything.
So the Elder, the Forge, seems to be in one direction.
Dang.
The Pyramid is an offshoot from that. You will go generally in that same direction, and then you'll cut off.
Okay.
And the Dragon's Plains, where you believe the cavern is for the Cave Keeper, is in the opposite direction.
And for reference, which direction was the exit?
Past the Cave Keeper. Or,
Okay.
so, you can go to the Dragon Plains, which is where the Cave Keeper is, and that leads you towards the exit. There is a longer route, which doesn't take you through Dragon Plains, that goes towards the exit. But that is also not in the same direction as the other two.
Oh, guys, it seems like quite the side quest to go deal with dudes. So what's the verdict?
I mean, it sounds like there's 2 side quests in the same direction.
We could just ignore the Vampire Mind Flayers.
Yes, but if we're gonna already go that way for the other quests,
I mean, the Mind
hitting them
Flayers already
both
sound like the bad guys, right?
Now, they are definitely a problem.
So if there's a plague afflicting them, do we really
But are
care to
they
cure it?
our problem?
But the plague is not tormenting them. The plague is making them more aggressive. And
They
making
are
them
the
more
plague.
bad.
but I also
Oh,
have to
okay, for
question how much.
starters, I vote we go deal with the Forge first.
What were you saying, Hippo?
I was just gonna say I'm not sure how much we care about the Mind Flayers being more aggressive. Do we?
I mean, you of all people, I think, should care the most about it.
I mean, these ones aren't near my place, so.
But also, we're the good guys, right? They're Vampire Mind Flayers.
We are
Are
the
we
good guys who don't want to
guys?
get fucking killed.
We could
Yeah,
take them.
I don't remember us
We
other
could
being the good guys. We're mostly neutral, I feel.
I'm a good guy. I want to
Can't
kill.
save everyone.
I want to deal with the vampire.
Yeah, I'm neutral too.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys at the Forger who you were looking for to begin with, right, Cal?
Yup.
Just go there.
We're going there. That's first on the to-do list.
Okay.
We can decide to deal with the vamps late afterwards.
Are you taking any more rest, any more time before heading out, or just the one night?
We don't have reason to take more than one.
Yeah, there's no other reason.
Okay.
Can bond with the
Like the
children.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, and I say this nowhere near any of the children, but they kind of creep me out. They're all just kind of mushroom people.
They're not all mushroom people.
That's
Dang,
how you
dude.
describe them.
So a lot of them are mushroom people. There are a couple that look to be other races. There's one that appears elf-like. There's one who is shorter than the rest. He's probably a Nomordorf. They haven't started growing a beard, so you're not sure if it's a Nomordorf.
I mean,
The
both
only
can
way to tell.
Both of them can grow beards.
They haven't started growing a dwarven beard, so you can't be sure. They're just shorter. And there's one who might be human. And there's one who's definitely like either probably Dragonborn.
The Dragonborn.
One of
And-
your people, Legend.
Arky, why do you still look like that?
Look, desperate times call for desperate measures, alright?
You like the fire breath too much. I can tell.
It's fun, alright? If you ever need something cooked up nice and hot, I got you.
I mean, it doesn't really cook that well. It kind of just burns the food.
I'll figure it out, don't worry. We got plenty of mushrooms for me to experiment with.
You're not wrong, and I hate it.
All right, sleep and go. Unless anyone else.
I thought it was already the next morning. That's when he said.
Yeah,
Casimir
it's
sent
alright
the
next morning.
message.
Okay,
Yeah.
go.
All right, going.
Sounds good to me.
Hmm.
I'll have to look at that later. As Hippo, roll a d4 for me.
D4.
Mhm.
I will always look at the wrong one first.
With
One.
Okay.
Awesome.
Choosing our encounter.
Do it. No, not at all. Definitely doing something
No?
else. No.
Or that's what you want us to think.
I never assume anything. Usually.
It's
I
just, ooh, hey, look, we get to push a button. What does it do? Who
Except I know
knows?
what an aboleth is, and I'm not saying anything about it.
I don't need to know what an aboleth is to know that I don't want to mess with it.
As you start going, Hippo, you feel a little bit of pain on your side.
Oh, a seed.
You take 1 damage, which I've already dealt. If you refresh it, you'll see it.
Wait, there's a seed?
I ate a seed. One of the kids gave me a
Right,
seed after the
okay.
battle.
You're gonna be a tree hippo. A distant descendant of, or distant relative of the tree frog.
Time to become a Spriggan.
But beyond just a little poke of damage, you feel relatively normal. So going directly towards the forge.
Yeah, unless we just unless something's in the way, fastest option.
You described it through a bunch of narrow tunnels and a bunch of larger caverns. Yeah.
Yep. I'm just trying to think about what. All right, I would like someone to roll a d6.
I got this. Sick.
Good at rolling that.
Cool. As you sort of begin walking in the direction that the map seems to lead you, it takes you a little bit towards the north of where you were. Or no, I'm sorry, the south. You're coming from the west, you're going towards the east. Southeast. And you begin to wander through these tunnels, and you start to see, instead of just the rocky tunnels, you start to see some other items. Things that appear to be pipe-like, mechanical, in a couple of them. And then you start noticing columns as you're walking through. You get to the first large area. And they're made of a combination of metal and stone. And there appears to be writing along the bottom. That is in a similar fashion as you've previously seen in the pipes. As you
Were
sort
you
of,
able to read that before?
from before, you were able to see words, and they seem to like move and shift. It was never clear, but you were able to see some information. Some of the words seem to jump around. It is the same language, from the best you can tell.
Like I remember it being a language I didn't know, but I didn't remember if anyone knew it or not.
No one knew the language per se, but Hippo was able to read it due to his ability.
Can I investigate like the stone metal structure just out of curiosity of like what it's made of, how it works, how sturdy it is?
Sure. Roll investigation check.
Oop. 12.
Roll advantage because you are artificer.
I'm gonna find a way to do worse. Nope.
What'd you get?
19.
Okay. It looks very sturdy. It looks like it's a metal infusion into the stone. Almost though it was like built with stone and then metal magically infused into it to strengthen it. From the best you could tell, it is quite old. And you're surprised that it's still standing.
Do I recognize the metal or the type of stone or the infusion process?
You don't recognize the infusion process. It's not one that you've seen before. But the stone and metal, it appears to be very similar to a large stone building you've seen before. Without windows, with a dark black stone. The metal seems to be not quite as skillfully infused as in the previous house you've seen. Though it looks like it was probably due to large amounts of practice that caused it to be as skillful previously.
Alright, so this is the same stuff the manor was made out of from
Yes.
the first session.
Yes.
Can I attempt to figure out the infusion process through my own limited knowledge of making stuff?
Sure. Roll a history check.
Oh man, he's artificering things.
Real quick, while he's
That's
doing
just
that,
grand.
I wasn't paying much attention. Had to do something real quick. Where are we?
We're wandering and we have come across a building made out of metal infused stone that is very similar to the structure that, or the stuff that made up the very ominous large mansion that we played Among Us in session 1.
That's
where I wasn't there. Gotcha.
Yeah, you weren't there.
I remember that being some kind of almost obsidian, kind of black something.
Yeah, it was described like a black. Yeah.
I believe onyx was the word that was used.
Onyx was the word that was used, yes.
Yeah.
Alright, I rolled a 6. How little do I know about this?
You can tell it's magical. But beyond that, it's difficult to really get a good sensation of what this is.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted that D6.
Sure.
Cool.
Zatsu's supposed to roll it, yes.
What's Zatsu roll? Oh, you rolled a 1.
I rolled a
Yeah,
5.
so rolled a 5.
So we take the one Zatsu rolled, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
That's how it's
that's
supposed
the one you're supposed to take.
So 11.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's... Yeah. The kind of magic is not something you've ever dealt with. What do I have a coin over here? Anyway, it's not something you've ever dealt with. You can sort of tell that the stone was built and the metal was almost melded into it magically. It wasn't forced in, it was sort of almost, the metal was made transparent almost and it was pushed in. It doesn't have the same, it's much older than the manor was, from the best you can tell. But it also looks like that there's been an amount of degrade, which is why the metal's visible. From studying it, you can probably tell there's probably other layers of metal deeper in the stone that were magically pushed in almost. Though you can't really tell how.
Okay. Upon recognizing that this is very structurally similar to what the manor was made out of, my guard is up and I am keeping my eye on like every little thing in the surrounding area.
Okay. So at this point, you're
And I
seeing.
would also share that with the party.
At this point, you're seeing a lot of walls, some columns. They seem to be shaven down almost over time. But it's very obvious that there's a lot of magic in this place. As you sort of continue on this path, you notice that there's a definite road of paved tiles. And they seem to be guiding you forward, and then you notice it does cut slightly to the right.
Any objections to staying on the road?
It's the direction they told us on the map, yeah.
Okay, well, tank's in front, though.
Okay. Are you still a Dragonborn legend?
Yes, and I would be in the back.
Okay. I think I know the order of this. So as you are...
Standard marching order.
Yeah. Doc, where are you?
I've been saying so far, I'm pulling up the rear.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stick with that.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
You don't need both the tanks on the same ends of the party.
As you are sort of walking forward, you notice that there are more of these large columns, and they start becoming, instead of cylindrical, they start becoming more square, and they appear to be stronger, less worn. I want Hippo and Zatsu and Grandma to all roll an Arcana check.
Arcana, you
Arcana.
say.
While this is happening, I'm going to
7.
activate my radiant weapon. It is now a torch.
Okay.
It might be better than a torch. It's 30-30.
So...
Oh, I got a 60.
I got a 3.
That's... Did you get nat 1, Zatsu?
No, I got a 2.
Okay, you have a plus
And then I
1.
have +1
Okay.
1 to Arcana.
So, Zatsu, this entire cave feels unnatural to you. It's hard for you to focus on the magic around you. Hippo, this cave is... The magic within it seems very familiar to you, but you can't really tell why. Having lived in it previously, but a different area, you're not... Something about these walls, it brings a familiarity. Trixie, something about this area is radiating magic. You can tell there's something ahead of you which is just pulsing. It feels as though something could be powering a city from near you. But there's no lights beyond the mushrooms. As a side note, the grounds have become... There are significantly less large mushrooms around you at this point. They are replaced by columns. There are a number of larger mushrooms across the ceiling of the cavern, but the grounds have become less and less covered with nature, or natural, and much more these stone tiles and these large columns.
And as a result, I'm assuming fewer natural light sources.
It is a little bit dimmer, but there are lights above. As you continue walking, and you see Arcalcos holding up his sword, granting light around you, you notice the number of columns ahead of you increasing. And then you notice there's a pause as you're approaching it. It's almost as though time stands still. And one of the tiles you step onto, Kaladar, sinks very slowly.
Where I did something, I was zoned out.
You walked into
Oh,
some-
I,
there.
I
What
stepped
the
on a trap. No!
as you hear it sinks, you're slow for to react, and then you hear a click,
Wait,
and then there's a hum.
Do I not even like? I'm not even able to like react or try to see the trap coming.
I'm not done. You hear this
Trillius.
hum, and it almost. What's up, Zatsu? Oh, what's up, D-Train?
Don't know if that if this counts, but would I notice the trap?
I'm not done. Let me finish.
Okay.
We don't get to notice the trap, I guess.
As you hear the hum, it almost seems to come around you. You can feel your bones shaking. Not heavily, just almost like trembling. And then you see these large columns ahead of you, see lights going up the corners, and a large bright light appearing at the top, much like the magical candles in the original mansion. And this area
As
that
much
you're
as
in,
I wanted light, I don't think that looks good.
it brightens up the entire area, and you hear clicks and pops as many of the columns you've walked past light up. And you hear a couple of them that crack and the light comes from. But as you sort of hear this, you hear these pops. Hippo, you notice on near the edge of your vision, you see a winged creature, so that's been prowling just on the edge of your vision. The light turns on and it sort of leans back and darts backwards. And as these lights turn on ahead of you, there are 3 large columns on either side. The front 2 of the columns, it's in a triangle position. The front column both light up brightly. On your left side, the 2 columns right behind it light up as well. On the right side of you, the column on the right lights up, but the one on the left appears to be broken. And a whole section of the column is no longer there. Before you stands a massive black stone building. And from this even corridor, you can feel something radiating. Not
Oh, now
heat.
seems like a great time to use my tattoo of divination.
You want to
Do that.
Is that what you want to do, Will?
Now it seems like
He
a
startled
good.
himself into seeing the
Okay.
sometime.
He panics.
Um,
Panic down V vision.
Will.
I zoned out. I don't know.
Will roll a
Columns are lighting up.
roll a d10 for me.
That one. 9.
Okay.
9.
9? What the?
9?
Oh, there's a mess. Where the fuck is there a message? Oh. Do. Badoop.
As expected.
I'm good.
Your vision sort of goes black. And then you hear, in this darkness, you see nothing for a moment. And you hear footsteps. And as you sort of look around where you are, as opposed to your other visions where you just saw something, you almost feel yourself standing where you were standing. And you hear footsteps of 3 people walking past you on the right, and then 3 on your left. And of these footsteps, you hear one of them is very loud and heavy, and one of them is sounds lighter. You hear one that's clanking metal, and then one that appears to be dragging a rope, dragging something across the ground. You hear one of the footsteps break briefly, and a fluttering of
A what?
fluttering that sounds familiar, as almost like Xenia's wings. And then you instantly sense something beside you that wasn't there before. And as you turn, you hear the sound of a large number of people laughing directly next to your head.
Okay, back up a quick second. Something appears next to me.
You sense something. You still don't see anything. It's pitch black. But you
Okay.
sense something standing next to you. And you hear a group of people laughing directly next to your head. Almost as though the entire sound is coming right next to your face. And then you hear a voice.
Oh, this is a big one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying as fast as I can to write it all.
Okay, that's right. You hear a voice going, well, I guess this is the place. Let's knock and see who answers.
Time, technically.
Yeah, but any battle, you'd have to protect your umbrella.
As you get to this building, you see all the lights pop on the large building ahead of you. You see Kaldor stiffen, and his eyes close. And
I know that look. I'm gonna go catch him.
He slowly leans back, and you're able to sort of hold him up.
Don't let him fall on me.
And Kaldor, your eyes open, and you're sort of being held up. Your body is stiff, but you're being held up by Arcalcos.
Good morning.
How long was I out?
I don't know. That was about 15 seconds. You really know how to time these visions.
Okay, that one was a doozy. Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right. Well, let's get you off of this pressure plate, and then you can tell us all about your adventures in La La Land.
Okay, bro. I'm honestly just gonna copy and paste the one in voice chat. This one's too much.
Too much.
I do want you to say
This
it out.
one- God, fucking fine.
I mean, you can read out what you wrote, but
These are bullet point notes. They don't function as a sentence. Okay. So unlike my other visions, it's pitch black. Can't see anything. It doesn't feel like I moved, which he pointed out. There are footsteps. 6 total, 3 on each side. One is heavy, loud. One is made of metal. So another one's dragging something, and another one stops walking, and then it sounds like. You noted it sounds like Xenia flying. It's like a fairy. Suddenly, I can sense someone standing very, very close to me. Can't see him. It's still pitch black. And then there's laughing. Did you say how much laughing it was? Was it one person or a lot of people?
it's a group, but it's more than
Okay,
it's
a group laughing. And then the exact words are said, well, this is the place. Let's knock and see who answers. And note, it did not feel like I moved anywhere from the spot I was currently standing. I probably missed something. That was a doozy.
I don't know. It sounds kind of like you were reminiscing about that. What was it? The 6-pack that vaguely resembled us.
Okay, what were the footsteps? One was heavy. Another one was light sounding. One is metal. Someone is dragging something, and then there was probably a fairy. Oh, God, my thumbs are sore from typing it as fast as I could. Jesus.
Your thumbs? You only have to fucking hit spacebar so many times.
I'm on a phone. I'm typing on my phone.
That's fair.
Okay.
All right, and that's it.
Anybody got any idea what the hell any of that means?
What was it? The six pack, the sextet. There was like a story about these people. They seem kind of
What,
like
the
us.
dungeon?
I
Dungeon
think
Six?
No,
they've
the
been
Dungeon Six
here.
are a bunch of loons. There was like 6 grand adventurers way back
Wasn't
in
there
the
7?
past, and one of them was Thrawn.
Wasn't there 7?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there
Pretty
was
sure there were
that
7 guys.
school principal lady whose name I already forgot.
Yeah,
Unless,
Miss
alright, out of
Fireball.
character, unless there was some
Medea.
kind of retcon, the sextet definitely implies 6.
Yeah,
Sextet
there
is
was
6.
6. And
Okay, there were
Yeah.
6. Okay, cool.
Nope.
Could have sworn there were 7, but oh well. Oh yeah, there was one for each of us, with one being different. We have 2 wizards. Or was it the bard?
The one who
It's the
late
bard.
joined does not have a
It's
sextet
the bard.
doppelganger.
Yep, it's the
I'm
bard.
the odd one out, I believe.
Yep, you're the weird one. All right, well, okay, this place is suddenly several times more imposing than it was. Let's go.
uh-huh.
As you're sort of standing there, you hear smoke.
I have to do these.
What?
Pure smoke.
You
Here's
hear
smoke?
smoke?
Yeah. You hear
there's
like a puff of smoke, and you see a large circle ahead of you light up.
Is there a door for me to knock on?
There's a door that's open. And
Open.
from that door, you see smoke, sort of puffs of smoke just sort of gliding out, almost like mid-morning mist. But it's dark grayish smoke. It seems to be just crawling across the ground.
We can see menus on the left and right.
Yeah.
I don't
Those
know if
are
we're supposed to see that.
those are literally just there because that's where I pushed them off
Okay.
to.
Okay.
You see this large circle light up, and then you see traces of it coming out and tracing an outline of this large, huge, gigantic figure.
Large, huge, gigantic.
All right, that's
Large.
the 3 sizes of big.
Well, large, huge. Just large, huge. Let's start with huge because it's not gigantic.
In a brief panic moment of seeing whatever this is ahead of us, I use Divine Sense. Is it any of is this like Fae Fiend Celestial or something?
Fae Fiend Undead.
Fae Fiend
Fae Fiend
Undead.
Undead, sorry. Yes, that.
Yeah, it's not Fae. It's Fiend Undead Celestial, I think, because it's never been Fae because I keep putting Fae against.
No, yeah, no, I get confused because my Turn of Faithless includes Fae.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah.
No, there's nothing of that ahead of you. It looks like it just sort of sits in a clove in this building. You can see through the doorway just this large pulsing circle. And you can see almost a smoldering fire a little bit lower than that.
Was this place marked on the map?
No.
I mean, we were headed towards the forge. Is this
All
not
right,
it?
we're on a side quest on our way to a side quest.
Now, there's just this large building that's in the way that wasn't written about. As you step off, as a note, when you pulled Calder off of the pressure plate, as he sort of stepped off it, it did not rise.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, I'm gonna ask for the Book of Thrawn.
Okay.
Assuming
hand
I
it to
have
him.
been given the book, I am
Yes.
going to ask.
Half of
Kaladar
my
thinks
book.
this place feels a little familiar to you. Would you agree?
Can you look on the broken column and see if there's anything carved in?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We're going. We're looking.
Who's
I
looking?
will approach the column while keeping a side eye on whatever the hell's past that door.
Okay. As you approach the column, you sort of look in. It looks burnt and charred and destroyed. And you look a little bit to the right, and there is something carved in to immediately to the right of that.
Thrawn was here.
I'm waiting for it to say Wizard Cast Fireball.
And it looks
Sorry,
like
go
it
ahead.
has 4 letters. The 2 on top are KM, and the 2 on bottom are TC. Around it appears to be a roughly carved heart with a
Yup.
line on either side of it.
No.
God damn it.
Well, we know that didn't last.
Yaltron, should we like erase this for you?
I would dread to see what happens if she found out you erased her work.
Noted.
Okay.
Go back to the original question.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely did come here. I would say I'm surprised that this place still stands, but it was very well constructed.
How much do you know about Sir Joseph?
I know Joseph very well. He was more trustworthy. I'm not
It
sure.
seems like this place bears some of his handiwork. Should we be keeping our guard up?
God.
I'm not sure I'd call it his handiwork. He
That
took
doesn't answer the question.
influence from his ancestors. I would say that as long as you don't insult anyone, you're probably fine.
It's kind of hard when nothing down
Oh.
here is very friendly to us.
In that case, let's knock and see who answers.
Oh yes, I do remember when Cullen said that.
Who was the
Any,
fairy with you?
The fairy? Well, that
Sounded
was
like there was a
Morningtide.
fairy or something.
I didn't hear what Controlia said over.
Yeah, sorry, my
Oh.
bad.
Morningtide.
The fairy's name was Morningtide?
The fairy's name was Morningtime.
That is brand new information. Okay.
Yeah, what was like the party members' names actually? Think fast control is.
No, I have it written down before you. I'm trying to figure out how much he's gonna say. I'm looking. I have the list. I grabbed the list beforehand before I gave you the fucking thing.
Yeah, before my very important seeming vision.
Well, we wandered a lot down there. I believe there were 7 of us at that point.
Were you down here on purpose?
There were 7.
We had one who was not quite as gracious as the rest. I believe some of this information is probably more important than I have it let on. I would ask, before I give you names, how did you get down here?
We told him this already.
He's
Yeah,
asking. I'd like you to repeat it.
We got
Someone-
transported by a staff.
Someone shouted return, and the staff that Trixie was holding teleported us. We didn't have much of a say in it. No one ever seems to mention the return bit anytime someone asks, but someone did shout
Wasn't that
that.
just something I saw in a vision?
No,
No.
we all heard it.
Oh. Alright. Bro, I'm starting to mix up what's real and what isn't. God.
Everything is real to someone. I would give you a small quest.
Another one.
Another
This one will be educational. The last time we were here, Joseph left a number of his constructs.
Found one. And he
There's-
was waiting for Joseph and wouldn't move until he showed up.
There is one whose
Audio
speciality
doc.
was construction of his own. Or his specialty was also construction. He was so good that Joseph named him. I would suggest you find him.
Are you gonna tell us the name?
Yes. I'm been stalling because I'm trying to figure out what the name is. I didn't write down that name.
I am so close to just going up to the door and knocking.
There's no
thought
door.
you already
It's
were.
open.
Yeah,
There's
I
a door.
will knock on it
Oh,
anyways.
knock on the doorway. Okay.
Knock on the door frame or whatever.
See who answers.
Knock on the air.
Say knock,
Say knock,
out
knock.
loud.
Yeah, knock, knock.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm a barbarian. I'll just do it. I go up to the open door and knock.
I'm gonna wait for us to get a name first.
Nope,
I
I'm not waiting. I've wanted to do this the second I got the vision, and I've been holding back.
Always taking me into danger.
Get out!
Well, you shouldn't be there. You chose the wrong backpack, bucko.
I didn't choose the backpack; it chose me.
yeah.
The wrong backpack chose you, bucko. Wait, what if I just like
the
swap
robots
backpacks with
the robots'
somebody?
names are there's a pause as Thrawn writes, and then yes. Joseph was an odd namer. And you see constructs robots along roads. Oh no, I'm sorry, along paths.
Wait, that's the robot's name.
Yes.
His name's Crap.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like
Yep.
a very interesting name to me either.
Crap. CRAP.
Oh. Why would he name it that? It's rude. Just be nice to your creations.
Joseph had an odd sense of humor.
Evidently.
That's so funny.
So that's not the one we saw.
No.
Okay.
Letters has a large hammer connected to one of his arms instead of a hand. That is his defining feature.
I look at whichever
Hey, Metal Man.
Dragonborn hand would be the Verdant Hammer.
What's going on? I heard hammer. Am I whacking things?
No, you're fine.
Oh, I should
Okay.
get up.
I was serious about going.
I
to
I
knock
know,
on
I know. I'm
by the
getting
way.
up. I'm answering the thing I should have answered before. Are you shouting knock knock, or are you just banging on the wall?
I am knocking.
Roll a strength check.
Fine.
Roll to knock. Yep.
Roll. Give me a crit. Let's break the door. Oh my god.
Oh my!
Did he break the door?
So there's no door. As you sort of walk into this doorway, you can see the room's opens fairly wide. And I think you can see this. Yeah, these areas are actually platforms. The front raises up into the platform section, so the room sort of climbs up, and you sort of bang on the wall to knock. Giant fucking quotation marks. And as you bang on the wall, you crack it. Your strength is just. You're trying to make sure you knock as loud as possible,
Damn it.
and you get a good crack on it, and you knock a piece of wood out, and you knock a piece of metal out, and this large metallic being before you slowly advances, and it steps down the first set, and it steps down the second, and it stops right in front of you, and reaches
Hola.
down and picks up the rock that you knocked off, and you can see it sort of lean over towards you, and it's guzzling smoke out the top of it, and you can see the orb on the center of its where would be a stomach glowing a bright blue, and at its base where its legs are, you can see fires burning where it seems to be furnaces at its legs, and you can see
I
on his
just
shoulders.
wanted to politely knock to announce ourselves, and now we've broken a piece of his home.
And you see it on his shoulders and on his arms, you see more furnaces. It's very warm around him and next to him. And he sort of leans down and holds the piece of the metal and stone in his opening hand towards you. And his hand itself is about as large as you.
He's a big boy.
And he's just holding it out towards me.
Yes.
Fuck.
Is your name Crap?
And there's a brief pause, and it turns, and you're just sort of in the backpack, and it holds its hand out towards you. You can both feel the heat radiating out of it. I want both of you to make a con save for me.
Fuck.
This
Don't
lovely.
be bad. Okay, that's good.
Oh, that's my worst one. Thanks. Nat 20 again.
We're good, boys. We're
Hope you
good.
need me there for my +3.
They're
We're
within 30 feet of
good.
me. They would have had a +4 on deck if they needed it.
This is dexterity.
This is making me sad that I keep Nat 20 in things I don't care that much about.
I mean, you want to take fire damage?
No.
Exactly.
So, as you're sort of standing there, you can feel this heat. It's not quite as bad as to make you feel like you're just dying of sweat, but you definitely start sweating.
What?
And it is again reaching out its hand towards you. With this,
Is it like holding like the stone like it wants me to take it?
the stone is in its hand and it's pushing its hand towards you.
I see all of this happen, right? I hear the fucking slam on the door. I look over, I see the piece fall off.
I'm gonna motion Archeon over. It's like, hey, I think I need you to fix something.
Yeah, maybe knock a little less hard next time.
Listen,
let me
it's
see what I can do
not
here.
my fault the architecture broke.
Sure, whatever you say, bub.
Mistaken?
All right, I'm gonna fix his door wall.
All right, roll a
Please don't
d20
roll bad.
and add your advantage. And add your proficiency to it.
D20 plus 3. Oh, I'm fixing things good tonight.
Let's go!
you're able to sort of weld this back on. Oddly enough, you're able to connect the metal again, and the stone just sort of holds to it, as though magnetized by it. The large golem sort of returns its hand, and you can feel again the heat radiating off of it. It gives another burst of steam, and then slowly turns and walks back up to its prior position. As it turns around, you see another large area in the back pulsing with this energy.
I would be greatly intrigued to see how this thing works. And are dragon boards resistant to fire?
You are.
You're not.
No, the gold ones are, right?
He's
Well,
not.
I
ones
think
are
we went
fire.
over this. It's not. Is it fire?
It
Well,
is.
ones breathe fire. I don't know
Yeah.
if they are.
In Baldur's Gate, at least it is.
I did not put anything about you being resistant to fire.
But I'm a dragonborn. Are gold dragonborns resistant to fire?
I'm looking right now. Give me a second.
You are not in this form. I'm putting it.
All right, you're
Okay.
not giving me that regardless.
I'm not
That's
giving you
fine.
that regardless.
Then I, like, out of curiosity, I would still try to approach, but if
Okay.
I feel the heat getting uncomfortable, I would sigh and back away.
Okay. You can tell it's not exuding extra heat as you approach. Roll an investigation check.
Let's see another nat 20.
Nope,
Seven,
that's a
nine.
9.
You only had so many of them.
Roll a con save for me too.
That's 14.
So it is definitely very warm. It's not quite as bad as the radiation that you think there was before, the best you can tell. But you sort of examine it. You don't touch. You sort of look around at it, and you can see the pulsing in the center. And as you sort of look into it, it's difficult to see what's beyond. It looks like a thick glass around its belly, and its belly, that's about at eye level. So you can see the glow from it, but there's definitely something on the inside, and you can't get a good look into it. There appear to be furnaces though, on the legs, on the arms, which is what's radiating the heat, what's causing the smoke that's billowing out of its top.
Alright, well, if I can't figure anything out, then I'm gonna give a quick little smoke. Alright, well, that was just grand. Try not to break the door next time. I think I said that already.
Should I
Excuse
knock
me,
again,
sir. Do you speak?
politely?
What'd you say, D-Train?
Excuse me, sir. Do you speak?
And you can see the golem just sort of standing there, and he doesn't move, doesn't respond.
I knock again, politely.
And as you sort of hit the doorway again, you can see the golem sort of turn towards where you are, almost focusing on you.
All right, hands up. I back away.
And it sort of turns back to its regular position, and you see the light slowly dim on its stomach.
Well, okay. Well. Do we just leave, guys, or?
Isn't this building in our path?
It is. So it is in the path of the road. There's a way around. You can walk around it.
Like we could fight this thing, but like I don't think we should.
We don't have reason to.
We don't
pretty
have reason
friendly.
to.
Yeah.
He ain't said up. He don't say no words.
I suggest we go
Were
around.
both of
and-
his arms hands, by the way?
Yes, both of his hands were arms, or both of his arms had hands. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was
So-
not crap.
So he's not crap.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
I'm still just arms up, backing away slowly.
Be reacted by okay, bye.
He didn't move.
Okay. Bye.
As y'all sort of walk away, Hippo, roll a perception check at advantage.
Perception. I will find that. Perception at advantage. You know, an 18 sounds decent.
18 sounds good. As you're sort of moving away, moving around, on your vision, further away, not in the same direction you're going, but slightly off, you notice something on the ground, sort of flap, almost as though it was grass, but there's definitely not grass here. It only seems to be one blade, but a very thick blade. Blade of grass, I should specify, since I realize we are in Dungeons & Dragons, they have swords.
A blade of grass was moving? What?
You see something that looks like it could be grass, but there's no grass down here. And it looks like it's just a thick blade that just sort of is moving in the wind, but there's no wind down here either.
So I
Or there's
guess
not
I'd say to the
obvious
party that I see something weird up ahead.
Yeah.
Weird
It's
how?
it's off your path a little bit, so.
It appears to be a blade of grass, but there's no grass here. I'm very confused. I suggest we be cautious of this.
Are you going to approach or just
Okay.
continue on your path?
Well, if it's in front of us, we are probably approaching it just by moving.
It's off to the
I'm
side.
gonna point the Pokedex at it.
Nothing
No.
from the Pokedex. It's
No,
like
it was just like a
if you walk
patch
on
of-
your regular path, it's gonna be off like to your left.
It was just like a patch of grass or something.
But there's only one
Or
blade.
a single blade of grass.
From the best that Hippo
There's
could
no,
tell.
but there's no grass growing here in the Underdark, so it's weird. How far off the path is it?
30 feet.
30 feet.
Like it's close enough that you can get to it relatively easily. It's still within the light.
Can I get within 10 feet of it and peek an eyeball at it?
Sure. Are you gonna try like sneak up to it, or are you just like how close are you getting the eyeball?
10 feet.
Okay. So you're trying to get the eyeball within 10 feet. Are you trying to be sneaky about it? Or are you just gonna walk up to it, or what are you gonna do? Like just like walk, so get closer, then send the eyeball out 10 feet to it.
That's about it.
Okay. Roll a stealth check for me real quick.
All right, if I must.
How does help work with stealth? Is it legal or not?
I'm gonna say no for this one.
Okay.
You sort of like move slowly. You're not being quiet. You're not trying to be super stealthy, but you're like moving slowly. But you kick a rock and you do this, and like you sort of send your eyeball out to look at it, and like it's sliding across the ground, bouncing over things, and it gets about 10 feet, and you sort of like this looks like a little snake. Like I mean, it pops up and sort of looks around and focuses on it, and it appears to be just a feather sticking out of a mushroom, like the quill of the feather stabbed into the mushroom, and it
Is it
just sort
just
of,
a feather and a mushroom?
it seems like it seems like just turning slightly back and forth. There's not a wind per se, but maybe the mushroom's like moving back and forth a little bit.
And the mushroom's moving.
This seems very weird.
I got nothing.
We could just leave it.
Onward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I say what color the feather was?
No.
It's black.
No.
It's black, but
that's
even at 10
suspicious.
feet, it's difficult. It seems to be difficult to see.
I mean, we could like try to pick up the feather or leave.
Choice.
Just leave.
Okay.
You know what? Nah, screw it. I'm feeling a little adventurous today. I pluck the feather.
You pluck the feather from the mushroom, and you see the mushroom sort of pop up, and you see or 3 legs pop up or from either side, and sort of the mushroom scuttles away.
Cool.
It's just a black feather. It's even in your hand, it's difficult to see. It's almost as though the feather's not reflecting light, but it's not like thin by any means. It's definitely a nice thick feather, but it's shaded in such a way that's hard to see.
I'm gonna pocket it.
Okay.
I don't know. It seems suspicious.
You
All right,
can,
no, I'm gonna give it to my artificer friend, who's able to make things with things.
Okay.
This is
Who knows?
like I investigated, and it is a feather that is black and does not seem to reflect light. Correct?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be reflecting the light very well.
There's
Like
no
some stealth
twist.
armor.
It's not secretly not a feather. As far as I can tell, it's just a feather.
Are you investigating, or are you just looking at it, or are you gonna
I
identify?
would be very intrigued as to why Kalidar thought this was important, so I would give it a good look over.
Roll investigation.
Dirty 20.
It looks like a feather. You can't tell anything about it. It's definitely black. You can see it's black. But as you
I changed my cloak of many fashions to look like a bunch of these all strung together.
Okay.
You motherfucker.
Roll a. Oh, what's a good check for this?
There's something with this feather, guys.
I want everyone who's not Doc.
What?
To roll perception.
Oh.
I want Arcalcos to roll an advantage.
Guidance or Calcos, then.
Is it a nat 20?
So this one I'm not gonna let guidance on.
Fine.
For a very specific reason.
I mean, is this the based on sight?
19, and I will not flash of genius.
I get advantage on perception with this sight base.
You can get advantage on this one too, Hippo.
Is this something Phoebe would need to know?
No, Phoebe's not gonna know this. I'm assuming you're on Phoebe at this point.
Probably.
13.
All right. Even with advantage, wow, Hippo.
Yeah.
Dang.
Grandma, roll your perception, please. Do we lose a grandma? Or is it was in the mail? Oh, there it goes.
That's pretty
All right.
decent.
Who rolled a 15 or above? Who didn't roll 15 or above?
Me.
Me.
I rolled a 24.
That's above 15.
Me and.
Yeah, me.
Your perception check out Legend. You rolled twice.
He rolled 19.
19.
Okay, so you were
just me, Doc, and Hippo.
You, Doc, and Hippo. Well, Doc didn't roll it. So I will say Hippo.
Or
something about
me, Legend.
Xenia in that cloak looks familiar. Or Calcos, or no, I'm sorry. Kalidar got 13 too. Yeah. So Kalidar and Hippo, something about Xenia in that cloak looks familiar. For Trixie, Suplex, and Arcalcos, it looks like someone. She looks like someone you've met before. And you're not sure why.
Did I do something smart by changing? What?
Narcera.
We're big braining right now. Oh.
In that cloak, Xenia reminds you very much of Splatter.
Oh shit.
Perception check.
Yeah.
Saw a couple 19s. I didn't realize there's a 24 in the mix.
I was told that they remind me of Splatter.
That's immediately what I thought of.
It's a Kenku feather.
Hmm.
And with that, we're going to end for the night.
What?
Okay.
Partially because it seems like a
Alright.
good spot to end, and partially because I have nothing set up for afterwards. I wasn't sure which direction you were going to go.
Yeah.
Noted.
If we didn't spend 3 hours playing mental gymnastics with the fucking question system, I feel like this session was gonna be like an hour and a half, and you were gonna be out of stuff.
yeah, I had a few different options, but like the fact that y'all spent so long with him asking questions, I was trying to. I won't lie and say I wasn't giving y'all reason to ask more questions.
You gave us like 20 questions we were allowed to ask him.
I know I did.
Here is reasons to try to not ask questions.
Fair.
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Did y'all have fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool. Night chat.
Bye, chat.
Alright.